The five of us have been stranded in the ocean of a post-apocalyptic world, drifting on nothing but a measly plank of wood. In today's video, we play 100 Days of Raft, aiming to first of all, transform our hopeless living situation into our dream floating home, but mainly push beyond survival and attempt to unravel the mysteries of this world, by visiting numerous islands, abandoned radio towers and multiple floating cities, aiming to piece it all together along the way. Die! But first, let's rewind to our humble beginnings and the beginning of the story. So as we awoke on day one, the sun was beating down on the five of us. Armed only with a simple hook and an endless ocean to drift through, reality had set in almost immediately.
Is this what we have to do at the beginning?
Yeah. We were stranded, so we got to work controlling what we could control, reeling in a whole host of objects, including wooden planks, leaves and plastic, where sadly, we weren't alone in our rubbish collecting endeavours. Oh, don't go under there. Which some of us discovered the hard way.
I fell in. Shark bit me.
So with the shark circling around us, we had collected a few scratches and bite marks already. Can I throw it at the shark? As the once again self-appointed Captain Column does love a good ankle nibble. But height jokes aside, in the distance we saw the silhouette of something truly glorious.
Oh, it's an island straight ahead.
Oh yeah. So with the wind on our side, we extended our raft outwards to accommodate the five of us.
Oh, I'm expanding. First expansion.
Which of course, the shark immediately ruined. No, the shark's nibbling the raft, the extension, Joe.
No.
Get him off.
You broke it.
But eventually, we washed up on the shore of this island completely by luck. Watch out, Joe.
Out, been nibbled.
Where even in our consistent collecting and crafting, none of us had bothered to make the simple makeshift anchor, meaning we kind of just drifted right past the island. Oh, boys.
What?
The raft is drifting. Back on board. Oh, nibbled again. So instead, we quickly added in a little calendar on a wall to make ourselves feel better. A wall. Yeah.
Wait, that's Days Survived.
Which is just a day counter.
Mainly, so I wouldn't lose my sanity while scripting this video. Speaking of losing sanity, Colin may have realised what he'd got himself in for.
Fishing rod.
As he tried to fish off of the far side of the raft. So with that failing, he opted to pivot his focus and place down our first research bench, as day turned to night. Oh shit, a research bench. Horrible placement, by the way. Colin, you ain't good at this, man. Where panic quickly set in, as between the five of us, not one of us had spent a single second of thought or time considering our thirst.
I'm thirsty.
There's no water for you. And considering we were surrounded by nothing but water, this was definitely confusing.
Colin, did you make a grill?
I'm trying to find how to.
And incredibly humbling. So like cavemen, we all clambered around this single water purifier with our cups held tightly.
I'm gonna die if I don't drink this, so.
I'm also going to die.
Awaiting our turn, truly a bonding moment I'll never forget. We then accompanied that with a makeshift grill. Have you got the scrap column?
What scrap? I made the crafting bench.
Over the grill.
So we're just gonna look at the crafting table whilst we starve to death, is that the idea?
Well, let's be honest, I didn't look at that.
As we were also starving. Boom. Simple grill. And with our needs still not being quite satisfied yet, Colum took our minds off of it by marking the beginning of day 2 with a little cat statue he'd caught, where we now had a 3x3 raft to live upon, mainly spending our morning hunkered around the food and water station again.
I have a potato.
That potato looks good, Joe. Can I have some?
Nah, you can't.
As we were continuing to pay for the sins of yesterday, where land once again came into view. Land! So Joe crafted us up a little paddle alongside our basic tools and we headed straight for it, arriving shortly after where we cut down the trees and pillaged the fruits, before once again our lack of an anchor limited our time here massively.
The raft's moving, boys.
Are we off? So it was quickly back to the open ocean, and back once again to scraping together whatever meal we could muster up, where to try and tackle the problem we created a small grow bed, sadly only being able to plant white flower seeds. What are you growing over here, Matt?
Nothing, so I don't know how to plant it.
I've got white seeds. Completely inedible if you were wondering, where before long we would start to consider eating each other if the food problem didn't solve itself. So Jacob got ahead of that problem, separating himself from us via an extended plank. Oh wow, Jacob.
This is my part, leave it alone.
But I wouldn't let him stay alone for long, expanding and filling out the space in between us, giving us even more room to indulge in. The shark's attacking the thing. Who's got the spear? So Jacob started the first vertical expansion we'd see. Oh, never have. Oh wow, that is mythical.
Oh, we're getting techie with it now.
We are.
Oh, look, I'll just put a couple of these on there.
And then we got to have a walkway to it.
Oh, wow.
Where we uncovered our first shipwreck during the construction.
Captain's going.
finding a crate
I got crate.
alongside a scarecrow before we had to retreat quickly due to it sinking,
No! The scarecrow. Oh my god.
where he continued constructing.
Oh wow, Jacob. Wow.
I'm getting taken with it up here.
While the rest of us continued to fish and research new items. And as the night fell, Joe made our biggest upgrade yet, where the sail would actually allow us to point ourselves in a direction.
Ho ho. Meow.
Whoa, what does that do?
It's a sail.
Allowing us to not just aimlessly float anymore. So we pointed it towards a distant island we'd seen out the corner of our eye, and as the moon illuminated the surroundings, we continued to expand, adding in multiple more grills and finally, a temporary anchor.
A throwable anchor.
Docking the boat at the shore of the island I'd mentioned, where we began to harvest some new materials in the surrounding shallow waters.
A lot of stones and stuff.
Chop the tree down.
I ain't got an axe.
Yeah, someone does though, no?
I do. But
Chop the fucking tree down then, Joe. Fuck, mate.
And Joe kicked off day 3 adding in a slightly larger grow bed to the raft. This allowed us to actually grow some food instead of just pretty flowers. And speaking of food, we were still very much in survival mode, eating practically anything that moved. So we broke the anchor and took back off.
You just remove it.
I don't think you get it back.
At this point, Joe was drifting in and out of consciousness, but under Captain Column's strict orders,
You do what Captain says.
he kept on paddling forward, eventually going completely unconscious in the process.
oh, I died.
But he did get us to another shipwreck just in time, so good work all the same. And after rescuing him, we crafted our first small storage chest.
That is a storage chest. Only one person can use it at a time. Cringe.
So we dropped off some gear before continuing to gather materials in our first rainstorm, where Jacob was continuing to tinker with the watchtower he'd built, adding in a second water station just for the two of us.
Kieran, this is our one.
Where Jacob then also found a decorative package,
Wait, what the fuck? What did I get?
which certainly raised his spirits as somehow he was dying of thirst and hunger at the same time. So we gave him the emergency watermelon to help both needs at once.
Oh, the watermelon clutch.
And speaking of emergencies, our sail broke.
Matt?
Attacking the sail, the sail!
Yeah, the sail's gone.
We can't have Matt as the defender, the guy's slow as fuck.
Yeah.
Where meanwhile, Joe was advancing our knowledge once again, learning a whole host of upgrades at the research table, including the most important one at the time, being the collection net. Essentially, a foundation that catches any item that flows into it. So with our clothes just about to dry from the rain, the delusion was certainly growing.
Does the scarecrow scare away sharks?
No, it scares away birds like it does in real life.
As we hadn't slept in over 72 hours.
You've eaten 2 of mine already.
What is the size of that fish in his hand, boys? Look at that.
I put 3 fish on it, they all got murked. I'm hungry now.
Between our hunger, thirst and exhaustion,
He fucking died, fucking bastard.
also combined with the stench of Joe,
We will survive under my guidance.
life on our little boat was certainly becoming a challenge.
Okay, right. I'm gonna stop jumping in the water then because the shark's farming me.
So we drifted until we reached another island, where just as we looked like we were going to drift past it once again, Joe managed to clutch up and drop down a temporary anchor, where it was looking like another routine looting mission. Get in, grab the loot from the island, and disappear without a trace.
Oh.
Until we removed our anchor, only to look back and see Matt still bobbing around.
Is Matt still on that island? He is.
So in a desperate effort to rescue him,
Can I make one? I can make one, Matt. I can make one.
I grabbed my paddle and got to work.
We're going back for him. We're going back, Matt.
But since I was the only one bothered to do any paddling, it wasn't enough. So he just decided to stand there and watch us float away. Where the shark reminded us not to forget he was still the apex predator around here.
Ow.
Ruining 4 days of progress in a single nibble.
Oh no, the crafting table's gone. And the day counter.
No, 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 no.
Oh, fuck.
At least we replaced the calendar.
It goes in here now. Nice and safe, eh?
So with day 5 starting out with a slightly defeated tone,
Oh, Colin, I just caught up another one for you.
Yeah,
I'm righting my wrongs.
good boy.
Never mind.
spending the morning also replacing the lost workbench and sail, placing them in slightly more secure spots for the future.
Do you want to protect the sail and not put it on the edge, or does it have to go on the edge?
Well, I put it down now. I don't think I moved it.
Where we decided to honour Matt with a bed, as he was still out there swimming somewhere, and the momentum was finally beginning to change.
Can you shoot like a flare or something?
So we rode the wave of it and anchored at another island.
How do I put it down?
Did you put it down?
No. Ow. Alright.
finding some more pieces of metal ore and copper ore, which will be major players very soon in our ability to upgrade our pretty feeble tools. So with the ever expanding raft back on the water, me and Colum added in a streamer by the sail.
Oh, look, wait, Column.
Allowing us to now see which way we were going.
I'm looking.
Tells us which way is forward.
Not going to pretend we ever use it, but we built it all the same,
Kira and I point to you, sail man.
and we felt good about it.
Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room.
So into that evening, I accidentally drifted us straight into a thunderstorm.
Watch this one, though.
Oh!
360'd it, mate.
But we managed to reunite with Matt in the process, who fished and pillaged another mini island we ran into, leaving Captain Column to observe his growing deck, adding in a larger chest for us where lastly, Joe had had enough of the shark, so armed only with a spear, he managed to do this.
I killed the shark.
Oh shit!
Loot up! Loot up!
Loot the island! Loot the island!
Oh my god, the shark gives you food.
Wearing its head loud and proud to send a message to every other fish in the sea. As the sunlight of day 6 began to crack through the darkness. And with the ocean's waters a lot calmer without the presence of the shark lurking,
There's a shark here.
we hustled to collect everything we could. Well, some of us did. Jacob continued to tinker with our tower, adding in a shelf, a clock,
Would you like to know the time, Mr. Wolf?
I'd love to.
Who's Mr. Wolf?
Oh, just a little someone I used to know.
and some string lights, whilst we cooked up the meat from the shark. And with the meat once again just about getting us through the morning, I hobbled over to the back of the raft and placed down our first wet brick. Hopefully, one day it'll dry and we can use it to make a smelter, except we're going to need 6 more of them. So we were back to hopelessly drifting.
Alright, we're off.
Hoping to land on another island for some more sand soon, where we were not alone anymore, greeted by the next shark.
Get him!
So for a while, we lived in tandem. It would nibble at our base every now and then, and we would fish around it, until we anchored at this small island and jumped it with spears.
Fuck him up.
He's dead.
But this death was necessary, allowing us to pillage the place for more sand, where back to drifting, we discovered some of the new tools we could make when we got our hands on this smelter. So I placed down some more wet bricks right on the edge of the raft. God knows what I was thinking at the time, so I then added more to the pile for some reason.
Why are you putting these on the edge?
And with the bricks luckily not being attacked overnight, the morning of day 7 dawned.
Right, so we gatekeep by smelter, cool.
So Jacob and Colin fished for some breakfast, while Joe was collecting our final dry brick,
Oh, there we go.
allowing us to finally construct the smelter. So we placed it down by this duck statue and began to smelt our metal ores,
Is it cooking?
Yeah, put that fucking ore in there, yeah, good go.
where we also unlocked a more permanent anchor recipe, so that was next on the agenda. So we smelted through the day, crafted the hinge we would need, and plundered another couple islands for their loot, where somehow we just about managed to keep ourselves fed and watered enough to reach our first week on the raft.
There's turtles.
I'm killing it.
Where a lot had changed since day 1, but the biggest change was coming at the end of day 7, where we placed down the stationary anchor,
Oh, we have a proper anchor.
a cornerstone of our raft design going into the future. So we carved out a spot for it, in awkward fashion,
Normal one, yeah?
Anyone. Not there.
Oh.
but eventually we got it placed down, meaning as we bobbed on the shore of this island, we now had the ability to control our drifting direction alongside stopping and starting at will, which for us in 8 days, considering we were still battling to survive every second, was huge progress. Speaking of food, it was time to take a step forward in that department as well, spearheaded of course by the captain.
I really hope this is the end to the suffering.
And this upgraded grill would allow us to cook the larger fish we were reeling in with our new metal fishing rods. And even though this place was a huge clusterfuck of stuff, it was home and we wouldn't have it any other way. So we finalised the looting of this island we'd been docked at for some time, used our new smelter to craft some upgraded tools, rescued Joe from another shark fight he lost this time,
One rope.
I got all of that for you, Queen. I'm just putting this fucking dickhead in his bed.
and raised anchor for the first time, heading back into the endless horizon,
They're in a V formation, boys. They're gonna dive bomb.
where we stumbled upon another island, but this one wasn't the same as the other ones.
There's a big fuck of that. If you face
Yeah, well,
around,
let's go towards that.
It was absolutely massive, and it contained the first signs of life we'd seen up until this point,
Oh my god, there's a fucking animal in here.
including this prick of a bird who kept dropping rocks on our head.
Whoa! He dropped a rock on you!
alongside a trading post that me and Jacob found, giving us a sense of what was to come in our future. So we were heading back for some food when a huge boar decided it wanted to end day 8 in style.
Fuck off.
So having been chased all the way back to our raft,
It's over there, but I'm getting mauled by the boar.
this gave us some time to reflect on some of the new recipes we'd found.
Oh, it's coming on the boat.
And as we didn't dare leave for now, Jacob made the biggest discovery, the advanced purifier, which gave us some downtime for him to teach us a lesson on water purification.
Does not require fuel. Does not require fuel.
Oh, okay.
That'd be nice. Oh, because the glass heats the water because of the sun.
And with the knowledge at an all-time high, Matt decided to drop the levels back to normal, attempting to kill that boar armed only with a stick. So we promptly had to come to his rescue, where he went straight back in for some reason. And to my surprise, he was successful in taking his revenge,
Killed the boar.
wearing the head of it proudly to complement Joe's, where me and Colm spent our afternoon having a little fish together, where I placed down a little chair for me to rest on, whilst Joe was disrupting the local ecosystem, swimming around the shore grabbing what he could, leaving Jacob, who had set his sights on the net launcher,
I feel like I need this net launcher for my sanity.
as he wanted to catch the, well, I couldn't even tell you what that is if I tried,
Bro, he's hopping around like he wants me to.
but he wanted it all the same.
There he is again.
The sad part is when he crafted it, it came with no ammo.
Oh, baby. No ammo?
Yeah, you got to build a net.
Oh, shit.
Which definitely soured his day, complemented by his ever-growling stomach. And we also weren't moving anymore, even with our anchor raised, which caused some initial confusion,
Can someone, like, paddle away from this island?
I am trying.
where eventually Captain Colm shuffled the layout around and trimmed some of the fat, aka he kinda just broke stuff until it moved, which luckily for us worked straight away,
In another life, my friend.
as we were in dire need of resources, where that was not an exaggeration, as we proceeded to spend the whole of day 10 hooking stuff in
Big throw there, Matt.
and looking at any small islands we could find, as our huge next upgrade was just around the corner. So day 11 started with some water from our new advanced purifier, and Joe back on the research table was unlocking another pivotal upgrade, the combination of the receiver and the antenna. Antenna, juicer, receiver, which is where the game's story could truly begin, as they provided us with different locations to head towards to learn more about the world we'd been drifting through. So I decided to start working on this immediately, while the others reinforced the area around our anchor, as we definitely couldn't afford to lose it now. We also added in our 3rd, 4th and 5th bed,
Another bed.
meaning tonight we could finally lay our weary heads down for the first time and rest, which gave me extra motivation to continue working, eventually crafting my antenna and receiver, so I placed them both down,
Oh, dude.
where a couple of problems presented themselves.
We need a battery.
Motherfucker. There's always something with this fucking game, isn't it?
First, we needed a simple battery to power it, which luckily we had everything for, so we kept ourselves fed and watered until the stuff smelted,
You fucking ate that big salmon.
It's definitely Colm.
Colm holds it like a shotgun.
Yeah, I fucking do. I stay strapped on this business.
and then we placed it in, where the second problem revealed itself.
Boom. Turn on. Fuck requires higher altitude. It's always something in it. It's always something.
We had to raise the receiver higher up, so Jacob raised as a staircase over the anchor and Joe joined it up. Well, he kind of joined it up, but it worked all the same,
Oh, you gotta have fucking thirst up, otherwise you can't get in.
allowing me to finally switch it on, until the third problem presented itself.
We need 3 antennas.
What the f...
Wait, what?
We now needed 2 more antennas, and that just about made my head explode, so we had to sleep it off. And with the first antenna placed atop Jacob's watchtower, we all took care of our needs,
I need food.
where it was time to scramble to make these last 2 antennas, as we were so close. So Jacob built us 2 spots for the antennas to go on, Matt hunted down another shark, Joe added in some more collection nets to the back of the raft, and Captain Colm paddled us to new horizons,
Drop us the anchor.
leaving me to complete the construction of the 2 antennas.
2 antennas. Where are they going?
Queuing up an awkward trial and error to get the 3 of them connected correctly.
Antenna 2 is on.
Too far from receiver.
What?
But after many attempts, we had liftoff,
Alright, boys. Oh, shit, look.
Oh, we got radar.
revealing a radar with the islands marked by a green dot and something else marked in blue. So we positioned the raft in the direction of this blue dot, heading straight for it.
There's a stingray.
Stingray.
Listen for Steve Irwin, pussy.
So whilst we began the slow drift towards it, we headed to sleep, side by by side for some extra warmth, of course. And our morning began with a little shipwreck pillage, where this place had gotten even more cluttered with the new additions. But now, instead of just desperately drifting, we actually had an objective to head towards. Survive long enough to make it to the blue dot. So Jacob added in a motivational quote to his watchtower to keep us going.
Good things come to those who float.
Which worked wonders for morale.
Shut up.
Alongside our theory of the islands being green dots on the map being confirmed, as we had found our way to the one from earlier.
Is this not the same fucking island?
So we made a quick pit stop to quickly loot anything we'd left behind before we were quickly back off in the direction of the blue dot late into the evening, where the captain made some adjustments to the hierarchy before bed.
What's your ranking for this video then, Colin, of like the order of the crew?
Same as on Organ.
It's unoriginal as fuck, man, honestly.
Shut up, you neat. Alright, Kieran, you've been promoted. Joe's bottom of the fucking barrel.
And with another night of sleep behind us, we were now closing in on our destination. And although we were enjoying the journey, our excitement to finally reach the first landmark was growing slowly. And like a long car journey, the excitement spilled over when we first laid eyes on it.
Oh shit, what is that? Whoa!
So we quickly began paddling towards it, where the full structure crept through the fog, revealing a floating radio tower. So we grabbed some of the debris scattered around the edge of it, eventually arriving. So we parked up and began to explore the insides, finding our first note of many to come.
There's a note.
So we scaled up the tower, finding some strange markings and some kind of conspiracy which was building,
Shipboat won't be back.
which became apparent at the top, meeting Tala, the first human we'd seen in weeks,
Someone's dead. Oh wait, no, she's alive.
where we also found some strange images on her whiteboard, alongside the final note and some new recipes. And after we finished talking to her, we opted to return to the raft, as that place made us feel a touch uneasy, but we had no idea where to go next, so we kind of just floated here for a while. And as you've probably gathered, the 5 of us are incredibly slow.
Do you reckon the notes have coordinates?
So in order to figure out what we needed to do next, we required a quick Google search, which revealed we'd had a journal this whole time. So we opened it up.
Apparently you press T. Oh, look.
Oh.
People 2751.
Learning a set of coordinates for our next destination, Vasagatan. So we inputted the numbers and punched it in, unlocking a new blue dot on our radar.
Oh look, new coordinate.
So of course, we positioned our boat in the right direction for the 2,000 meter drift we had ahead of us. Also now with the mystery of how the world ended up like this to solve. So before cracking that case, a well-earned rest was needed. And with an action-packed day yesterday at the radio tower, today was more of a relaxed tone, drifting slowly towards our next destination. So we began to experiment with some of the new recipes we'd found, building a recycler. Eventually, this would allow us to produce multiple trash cubes, used back at that trading hut me and Jacob had found earlier as a form of currency. But for now, we couldn't afford to lose any resources. So instead, I opted to spend the limited resources we had working on my next project, attempting to increase our collection net numbers, as they could just be the thing to allow us to address our biggest issue. So alongside this, we spent the day reeling in whatever we could, following Captain into the evening by fishing, as we depleted our food stocks as well, until late in the evening of day 15, the horizon began to open up and reveal our next location.
The yacht. It's a massive yacht.
Which appeared to be a yacht that had crashed. And this was the yacht from our journals, where unbeknownst to us, we would find stuff here that would completely reimagine what was even possible. So we took care of our needs before heading inside the yacht, and this place was huge, where on the inside we began to navigate the corridors, where Jacob bolted off into the darkness immediately.
Kieran's crashed, by the way.
Yeah, let's wait here. Let's wait here.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But he did find some notes detailing how the ship came to be,
I'm looting.
alongside a crowbar, recorder and a mechanical part. So with a flurry of items being found all at once, we'd have to attempt to piece them together. So Joe cracked open this door with a crowbar,
I opened the door with a crowbar.
which contained a large rat. So the two of us fought it off.
I opened this door with a crowbar, and now there's a big rat in here.
That's like a skeever. Oh, I tried to throw my hook at it. My fault.
Finding plenty of resources alongside a locked cupboard, requiring some bolt cutters to open it. In our endless searching, we also found some other doors, but these were locked via different coloured keys. Column's worst nightmare.
We need blue keys and bolt cutters.
But Joe quickly discovered one of the keys.
I found a red key.
Red key, blue door. Give it to Colin, he might be able to open it.
That's fucked up.
This grey key goes in the grey door.
Leading to us finding this.
Do you reckon this is how you build an engine?
I think we found where we build an engine, yeah.
2 workbenches containing 2 different recipes, with the parts scattered all across the yacht to build them, so it was over to us to track these pieces down. So we continued hunting down any parts we could, where Joe cracked open the locked cupboard with the bolt cutters downstairs.
So it's like storage was. Blue key!
Granting us the blue key, leading us to the upper level,
Oh, yes. You got £2.
I'm fresh out. I got some plastic.
where Colum, in tandem with the 2 of us, found a keycard to go with our gas tank,
Green key.
Yeah, I'll be cooking.
alongside a door which needed an explosive to get through.
Boys, we need a bomb.
So with the notes and mysteries piling up, we kept on looting and fighting more rats.
Matt, get him.
And eventually, 1 green key later, we had found the lighter and even more notes. So with a whole host of progress towards the 2 recipes downstairs, including Joe popping off to complete one of them, crafting the car jack,
I made the car jack.
Oh, car jack.
we also had a lot of the ship open at this point. However, visibility was becoming an issue quickly, alongside mainly food and water again.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die of water.
So we headed back to the raft to restock and take stock of what was left to get come tomorrow, where we fueled up and headed back inside come the next morning, continuing to find more notes about the crew of the yacht, alongside using a 4-digit code we found earlier to bust open this safe.
Oh, I found the safe.
I found you. Electrical wires.
Electrical wires in a note.
Which gave us the final piece of the puzzle we'd need, allowing me and Joe to head downstairs and craft the second item, a bomb.
Bomb.
Just in time for Matt to ruin the narrative moment of us all gathering around said bomb by setting it off almost immediately.
Oh, I planted it.
Matt's already done it.
But luckily for him, the Holy Grail was waiting behind this door, which immediately distracted us. That Holy Grail being the engine and the steering wheel recipe.
I got a blueprint for a steering wheel. I got a blueprint for an engine.
We can finally start moving.
Which would be completely shifting the way we played, meaning drifting would be soon a thing of the past. So filled to the brim with excitement, we quickly polished off any last bits of exploring before returning back home, where we wanted to build the engine and the wheel right away.
Oh, is it one of them steak type of days?
But an equally important discovery came in the journal, finding the coordinates for Balboa Island.
We have coordinates for Balboa Island.
Our next location to head towards. So I raised up the anchor and set us adrift again.
I'm gonna bring the anchor up, yeah?
Okay, queen.
Before me and Jacob headed upstairs and entered the coordinates in, finding our next blue dot.
There it is.
Where is it? Which direction?
Left.
Take the boat left, someone.
Over 1,800 metres to our left. So we pointed ourselves in the right direction, but we weren't concerned with getting there anytime soon, as we had plenty to do in the meantime, which started straight away on the morning of day 18, as Colum had constructed us, well, himself a steering wheel. So for now, he forcefully commandeered Jacob's watchtower, placing it down and immediately going through a minor power trip.
Get out of my post, Matt. This is where the captain goes. You are not allowed here. Move, young one.
But at least we could now steer the ship. Well, he could steer the ship. And even with this vicious leader directing us...
Oh, I just dropped it. Sorry, Captain.
Bring the anchor up, you numpty.
Anchor's up.
He finally made the decision for all of us, as he had had enough of our cluttered layout, so began to make some big changes, mainly reorganising everything and spacing everything out a little bit more. And on the other side of the boat, I had also begun reorganising myself, mainly moving our collection nets to the front of the boat and beginning to structure them in a more efficient way, as we had a rather scattered approach before.
Who's throwing all this shit out?
Meanwhile, Matt and Jacob worked together on gathering materials, where Joe was putting them to good use.
Boys, where do we want the engine?
Crafting and placing down our first engine to join the steering wheel in a monumental day.
Holy fuck, that thing's big.
And for now, placing it between our temporary bedrooms. Captain on one side with a comfy rug and the 4 of us cramped on the other, which he justified as we laid our heads down to rest on day 18.
He's Colum on his own. Colum's just off on his own.
Is this where the fucking paupers sleep?
Captain gets the sleeping quarters.
With the anticipation of finally having a working engine helping us to drift off to sleep. So here we are then, the moment of truth. So Colum sparked the engine into life with some planks to use as fuel.
How do we know if the engine's on? Oh, you have to fuel it with planks. We are full steam ahead. Where are we going?
Which caused us to spin around in circles.
Oh, we are not full steam ahead, boys. I don't understand how this engine works. We're just spinning in a circle.
Mainly due to us placing it at the back, causing us to do infinite donuts.
Oh, you have to place it on either side.
So we had to improvise instead. Well, I say improvise, all we had to do was rotate it slightly and then build around it, as we were now scared of the sharks taking it away.
Alright, there we go. Now it will work. I I believe.
But with that fear put to bed, we refilled it with planks and now it was primed and ready to go. So we switched it on and it sparked to life. And what an upgrade it turned out to be, allowing us to fly across the ocean with ease to a nearby island.
Pit stop at this island. I'm going to get our windscreen cleaned.
Using the anchor in tandem with the engine to quickly park up and loot the place. But there was nothing good here.
Captain,
Yes, young one.
this island was fucking shit.
So back to motoring. And in the meantime, Matt added to our smelting power, dropping not one, but 2 new ones down to take our total to 3. Where Colin was getting the hang of this driving thing and we were full steam ahead.
Yo ho and a bottle of rum.
Which continued into the morning of day 20, as Colin didn't sleep much,
Captain was sailing to the night.
shutting his eyes periodically in between the waves to continue steering us the right way. It feels like 20 days in, he'd finally found his true calling for being on this raft.
Oh, Johnny, leave her. Oh, Johnny, leave her.
Which I was also feeling as well, as I'd found my calling, the aforementioned collection nets. As after a little cooked salmon, I began to tweak my second iteration even more, bringing the middle outwards, creating 2 collection wings instead of a compact collection area, allowing us to effectively travel through debris fields and engulf everything. So I continued to add to it, where I'd place one too many foundations, eventually causing the engine to slow to a drift once again.
The engine is struggling, boys.
So we started trimming the raft down a bit. Colin sent the boat into overdrive with a newly trimmed design, gliding along the ocean surface and taking us full speed into an island. So we parked up on the shore and headed to bed, enjoying some peaceful sleep to end off day 20. So with an early morning shark attack on my new wings,
The sharks attacking the back.
Come on, security, what are you doing?
He's off.
we quickly lowered the anchor and got back to drifting. And after creeping over the 100 foundation limit a few too many times, we had more things to build.
So I've been so locked in trying to build this engine.
So for us, it was simply a case of quantity over quality this time. So we built and dropped down a second engine,
Second engine acquired.
doubling our horsepower for the foreseeable future.
Now, Joe, you should be able to put the other one the opposite side like that. No,
How do we fill it up with planks?
what do you mean? We'll just build a path to it.
A lot of work, right?
Why is that a lot of work?
Nah, I'm just being defiant.
Is Joe being awkward, Captain?
But we had no planks.
Right, slight issue.
In fact, we only had 1 plank, so turned both engines on for the limited fuel we had remaining with them.
They're both going the wrong way.
Luckily, this was enough to get us into some nearby debris fields,
Oh, yes. Now we're filling up.
and also to a nearby island to refuel. So Colin replanted our crops whilst we looted it, but something much bigger was lurking behind this run-of-the-mill island. That being the next blue dot we'd been looking for.
It is the island.
And the next story location, Balboa Island. So under the veil of the night, as we were unsure of what lurked on the island, Colin, in combination with our starving engines, crept quietly around the island's edge
Get ready to drop the anchor when I say.
until a way inside opened.
Drop the anchor!
So we departed as the raft had taken us as far as it possibly could,
Yeah, I don't think this takes you anywhere.
No?
Oh, never mind.
learning quickly that this island contained 3 different relay stations and a ranger station for us to explore and activate, which was incredibly promising,
There's a boar.
until Jacob decided to start a fight with a nearby bear,
Oh, it's a bear!
which went exactly how you'd probably guessed it went.
Oh my lord.
Terribly.
Are you dead to the bear?
Nah, I'm murking him. Joe, come down here.
I don't know where down here is.
Where the bear is. The bear's got me.
So he respawned back at home, losing a lot of items in the process, joined quickly by myself and Colin.
Oh, I'm dead.
I'm dead.
And with Matt off somewhere in the distance,
Your llama is dead.
it was down to Joe to finish the job.
I got you, Captain.
And I bet you were thinking he'd die as well. So was I.
Run, Joe, run!
Oh,
But he didn't.
I killed a bear.
claiming another head for our collection. But with even more bears lurking around, Jacob managed to strike first.
Whoa. There's like radioactive shit here. I made it across the radioactive water.
Sneaking around and finding this abandoned hut trapped behind some parkour.
If you lived here, your house is gone.
Finding the biorefiner inside.
Biofueled refiner.
Something which could prove to be pivotal as our fuel problems were only getting worse. He also found one of the 3 relay stations, Station 2, so looted what he could, including a note, and also switched the tower on.
I've started some power thing.
The first of the 3 we had to activate on Balboa Island. Alongside this, I managed to track down Bruno's saw in a locker.
I found Bruno's saw.
Later on joining Matt by another relay station, which he had managed to access via dropping this bridge down.
Well, I lowered the bridge.
Where inside, we learnt more about Bruno and other survivors.
1 out of 3.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Alongside some more recipes and most importantly, switching the second tower online. And with only one tower left to get,
Right, 2 of the 3 relay stations are on.
we were really beginning to feel the strain of the lack of food and water again.
My guy's coughing like he's got the bubonic plague.
Leading to a slow start this morning as we all flocked back to the raft to cook some fish and hydrate. And with this issue working in tandem with the lack of resources we had, we decided to leave Balboa Island behind for now.
Get the sail ready. He's approaching.
Even with a few things left to get, we weren't strong enough yet and had some more groundwork to do on our part first before returning.
Try set ourselves up a bit better.
So we set sail.
To the debris field.
But we'd be back very soon. So back on the open ocean, we began cruising into debris fields on purpose again, where to my own credit, I hadn't messed something up for once, and the collection wings were actually helping a lot. Well, they were merely treating the symptoms. The disease was how underprepared we were for the worst case scenario, which reared its ugly head as the ocean had lulled us into a daze, allowing the shark to slip around the back of the boat undetected and hurt us in the worst place possible.
He's attacking the boat. I'm hoping it does not get rid of the engine. One of the engines is
Yeah,
gone.
oh, he broke the engine. Oh my god.
So we immediately opted to move the remaining engine up to the front by the collection wings, in a much more protected and patrolled area.
And then build a thing on a walkway on the edge.
So we destroyed the previous area in a hope the singular engine would work until we replaced the broken one, and placed our beds down in the new order, closer to the captain and also each other, as day 23 had completely broken us.
Stay strong, man.
And although we were down, we weren't out yet, so Joe took point on a construction of a new replacement engine, smelting through our metal ore in the morning and catching anything else he needed, eventually allowing us to place down a new one, bringing us back to full power in the early afternoon.
They're back. The engines are back.
So I continued to expand my collection wings, whilst Captain Column steered us through any debris fields he could find, until our collecting had led us back to a large island.
I think it looks doo-doo.
And we were desperate for any break from the raft at this point.
Kill the engines, drop the anchor.
So decided to just take the day off and go exploring, visiting the trading hut to browse,
I have 2 trash cubes. Can I just buy 20 planks?
Yes, if you have them.
and just taking a well-needed rest from the rollercoaster journey of the last couple days. But we couldn't wait forever, so with our stomachs empty and our throats dry, Captain ordered us back and we lowered anchor once again, continuing to drift, fish and purify water, tending to our needs whilst also stockpiling whatever materials we could collect.
Is anyone doing nothing at the minute?
Yep.
Can you come organise the front chest? Like bring...
No.
And to be fair, we were starting to get a nice collection going, so I started a makeshift storage area adjacent to the wings for efficiency, where on one of our slower days, Jacob and Joe fished, Matt cooked the fish they had caught, Colm steered, and I collected, until the evening where once again, we washed up at a new island.
Get some B-roll with me.
It's real narcissistic, Colin.
Well, I just meant because I'm a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist.
So we got to collecting before it was time to sleep.
Shark attack on the right, behind you.
Oh, fucking please don't take... I'm quitting if he takes it.
Alright, time to sleep.
Where something would have to go in our favour soon.
100 Days of Starving Simulator. Oh wait, we're already doing that.
So together, we made the decision in order to make this video the best that we possibly could, we would be tweaking some sliders just a touch, as maintaining food, water and tool durability for 5 people was costing far too much time in a day that we couldn't even progress. So for full transparency, this has been killing us.
I really hope this is the end to the suffering.
So we simply slowed down the food and hunger gain and increased the overall durability of our tools. Nothing to break the game, just to allow us to fully experience it. So with that brief pause, let's get back into the action, where those changes had brought us a fresh lease on life.
This is fucking beautiful.
We still had our struggles, don't get me wrong, but now we could face them head on. So Captain worked on his area whilst piloting us.
Look at that. Captain knew the natural fucking way, mate.
Matt's kitchen continued in full swing, cooking and smelting everything he could get his hands on before crafting a headlight for his nighttime adventures, where the adventure would soon come around, as the island in the horizon drew closer and closer. And now we could actually have tools for longer than 10 seconds, we wanted metal ones. So we stopped to loot before turning in for the night, with a rare optimism buzzing around the place.
Oh god, I'm excited to do 300 days with you guys.
Shut up, man.
And that optimism only grew, as on the morning of day 27, the extra time allowed Colm to begin expanding his captain's area,
I think what we do is we make this one more, and then we make it all on one level.
giving him some much needed stretching space in between the long voyages. So after putting the ship to cruise towards our next destination, he added in some width to the ship. So for that one guy commenting how it's uneven, he did that for you, where Jacob joined him in building.
Like, cause there's meant to be like proper roofs and walls and shit in this game, isn't there?
Yeah, wash mate, we don't need those.
Yeah, that's for tryhards.
which would turn out to be his calling, starting simple, adding in a ramp leading up to the captain's quarters,
What the blood clot? It won't link here.
Because you need a pillar.
before re-equipping some planks and connecting it up via some new pillars he'd installed.
That is so fucking ugly. It's like Fortnite building.
Before he hated it, so promptly destroyed it. Now I had no reason to put that in, I just thought we had to show his first attempt, as what he makes next is genuinely incredible. So deciding he would be in charge of creating the barracks for the crew to sleep in,
Oh, I have an idea.
he began ramping from a different angle this time, connecting them together much smoother this time. So whilst he did this, Matt kept on reorganising his kitchen on the lower deck. I started redoing the receiver area before we had arrived, somewhere very familiar. So we relocated our beds with the renovation occurring downstairs and laid our heads to rest, where adventure awaited us tomorrow. So whilst we ate breakfast and took care of our basic needs, Jacob got some last minute work into his barracks, linking it to his watchtower that was now back in his control, as Colm had grown bored of it compared to his new area.
Right, so this platform is even now.
And with everything else sorted around the boat, it was time to return to Balboa Island. With one relay tower left to switch on and more exploring to do, we were ready to head back. Except the 5 of us had caught the base designing bug, and with the shit tip of the past fueling us, we began tearing it all down, keeping it close to our hearts, but it was time for something new. So Colm set us to drift around the circumference of Balboa.
There's no way we need another engine.
We need another engine.
Alright, put an engine mod on.
Whilst we moved everything around, temporarily bunking around his steering wheel, as we decided to put in plans for 2 more engines, effectively turning the lower deck into the engine room, with the upper deck being used for everything else. Eventually, planning for some more secret upgrades down the line, but with a day completely taken up with drifting and plotting, we were ready to make our return finally. So paddled back due to the lack of fuel,
Paddle boys.
Oh, we're schmoving.
before sleeping very cosily, packed around the captain's wheel to end day 28.
This is well cute. Look at everyone.
Where bright and early, Jacob and Matt led the pack, returning to land for the first time in a while, where we decided to use power in numbers to jump the first bear we found.
If we die here.
No, we fucking won't die. Don't worry about us, Colm.
Reigning victorious over it, before looting the nearby cave. Before we continued,
There's other caves around the map.
Oh, blood clot.
Up to the next cave.
dropping another one, learning truly if we actually worked together, we were a pretty decent force, until we encountered the Mother Bear, one of the many bosses in Raft, where at first, we kept ourselves to ourselves,
Don't go near the bear. He's at the berry basket already.
and kept our wits about us, letting it eat the berries whilst we snuck off and grabbed the machete in its cave, alongside the recipe for it, which must have gave us too much confidence.
Let's go, Captain. Let's fuck up the mother bear, right?
Charge, men!
As upon exiting the cave, we rushed straight for it,
Fuck, we might die here.
losing Jacob and Colm almost immediately. So me and Joe scooped them both up,
Run, boys. Retreat, retreat.
and we got out of there, returning to bring them back from their unconscious state. So we patched up our wounds and headed back in, under the shade of evening this time, using our headlights to navigate us safely around the dangers and finally find the Holy Grail.
Whoa.
What is
Fucking Four of us just ran away.
This dodo that we chased around for 20 minutes.
Oh my god, it just dropped the shoulder on all of us.
But in all seriousness, we found some bees and honeycombs, and with our tails back up, we continued down the path, finding a cave, so Captain chopped his way through,
Stand back, boys. I have the level 3 slasher.
rather awkwardly.
You can beaver much. I can't fucking hit it when you're in the way. Piss off.
But eventually, we were through and had found the final relay station, finding some more notes about the survivors, and even finding one of the survivors in Station 6.
Johnny? Oh, hello, Johnny.
So we proceeded to loot his home without asking, eventually finding and switching the tower on, also finding the next set of coordinates, leading to the next destination on our journey, a place known as Caravan Town, where we would learn more about how this world had gotten to this point. So with Balboa Island finally complete, we made our way back to the raft, in a rather risky fashion.
Oh my god, Matt. Oh my god.
But after all returning safely in the end,
Ow.
He landed on the raft.
we learnt the new recipes we'd found before setting sail, still lacking fuel, meaning it was back to the old paddling method, drifting through as many debris fields as we could possibly find, due to the severe lack of planks, needed for fuel and expansion. We also needed plenty of metal for the 2 new engines we wanted, so we were hunting for a new island to explore. So whilst we drifted, Jacob continued connecting the watchtower to his barracks.
We're placing down a reminder that we'll be humble and remember that now we're not hungry. Until we had struck gold. So Colm sent us all to collect whatever we could, mainly metal, while he remained back to work on adding some new pillars in, planning to expand his captain's area even further. And luckily for the 4 of us in the water, the daylight had faded, so it was time to gather around the wheel for bed.
Oh, I'm in the middle this time.
But with our next destination a while away, we now had some time to really hone our craft and build something truly special together. So as we awoke from dreams of our future home, it's actually beautiful now, just to look at. One thing could be completed right away, that thing being the 3rd engine. So Joe crafted it and placed it down. Oh, 3rd engine! And we booted the 3 of them up, where Colm got behind the wheel. Let's get drifting, Captain Karen.
You will address me as my proper name, the Krakenator.
Oh.
Yeah, that was cringe. Don't put that in.
Start
Don't put
the
that in. Can we put the anchor up, please?
Where we were quickly drifting to a nearby island, this one housing a help flag atop it.
Help.
What?
That's what the flag says.
Which was worrying, but we pulled anchor anyway, exploring it and finding a sunken ship. Oh, there's actually a boat. Whoa. With no survivors, but much more importantly, we found this.
Oh yes.
What have you? Oh, no, you know
yeah.
you have to
I know
give
who's
that
getting
to...
this one. I know who's getting this one.
And with Captain Colm now officially donning his sailor's cap, his first order was to plunder the sunken ship island for all of its loot. So me, Matt and Joe obliged, working all day at it. Colm to continue his plans to extend his area via pillars, where this sneaky little bastard completely ignored Captain's orders. He's lucky we haven't got a plank yet, but I will forgive him, as he began walling the barracks in, before actually jumping in and helping us out in the evening. So with the sun rising once again on our optimistic little boat, Colm completed his expansion forward. Colm, the pillars are ugly as fuck, man.
What? No, they're not!
And after a brief shark encounter not quite going his way,
I can't swim fast enough to catch up to the boat.
we had all the loot we would now need, so we set back off from the island, accompanied by our brand new 4th and final engine. Oh shit, the engine room is full power. Meaning the lower deck was now complete and had a sense of order to it, and we were full steam ahead back into the endless horizon. So in the meantime, Joe crafted himself some flippers for increased water maneuverability.
Flippers done.
Boom.
Flipping hell, some would say.
Can we leave him at the next island, please? Colm began to recycle some of the seemingly infinite palm leaves we had before he was back to expanding, where I gave him a nice rug for his downtime, where we then crept back upon one of the larger islands. So dispatched Joe and Matt to get to work harvesting wood, and for some reason, they spent all of that time trying to kill that prick of a bird from earlier.
Try and kill that big bird so we can get feathers.
Didn't work out quite good for Joe though, who had to be rescued by Matt.
Oh my god, you came in with 1 bullet and killed it. That's pissed me off so much.
But whilst they looted, Colm kept on circling the island for debris fields, and Jacob continued the renovation, adding in some palm leaf trim to the eventual interior, completing the first of 2 bedrooms. So with them both done, we began extending the raft backwards before he too took a little break and went for a quick dip, coming back home with this for his efforts. Oh my word, I've just seen your hat. That's insane. So now with his own hat to complement the captain's, he continued into the evening, extending the barracks back and adding in doors and the start to a roof, before inevitably running out of planks. But he was back out bright and early the next morning, adding in some thatched gates to the new cattle pens.
I've kind of made us live like cattle.
He began to construct the rear of the barracks, adding in the ramped back wall complemented with the door, allowing him to then construct the final 2 bedrooms. So Matt claimed his room first, adding in a little chest for his spare tools, and with the last 2 beds being added, we moved into Barracks 1.0, which was now functional, and trust me, he's going to be tinkering a lot with the design in the coming days. And other than that monumental moment, day 33 was mainly spent by the rest of us watching him work. Joe did start to organise the mess of a storage layout we currently had, but I was mainly given the honour of steering, whilst Colm continued to slowly chip away at his eventual quarters, where it was finally time to head to bed and enjoy our first night away from Captain's constant moaning. And as we awoke feeling very restful, I got back to drifting through the debris fields for materials, where Colm had finally had enough to complete his initial expansion, where he plugged back in the receiver and the 3 antennas, also repositioning his wheel to the front, but once again, like before, they were too close together. Let's see if it works. Too close. So for my first foray into base building, I added in 2 watchtowers either side of the receiver. That looks quite cool actually. Giving the raft some nice verticality, whilst also eventually connecting and powering the receiver back online.
It works again.
Allowing us to input the code from Balboa Island.
3,000 meters behind us.
Taking us full steam ahead towards Caravan Town. And whilst we ploughed towards it, my towers weren't the only thing being constructed today, where other than some quality of life fixes around the place, Colin wanted a grand staircase.
That thing looks sick.
Of course he did, nearly breaking the barracks in the process. So with Jacob close to overthrowing the captain,
Hey, what are you doing?
he took himself back inside his happy place, adding in some signs for each bedroom, including our respective roles, where back upstairs, Colin had pivoted to 2 grand staircases instead of the previous 1. Of course he did, taking the raft even higher as day 34 came to a close. Joe, are you sleeping with your door open? Okay, no.
Yeah, I like the
What
breeze.
weirdo.
In case someone wants to tickle my toes.
And with Jacob still not very happy with the captain, he kept himself to himself today, adding in some curtains for a pop of class before starting work on the central area of the barracks, where after some lanterns and plates, we were living in luxury down here compared to where we had come from. And in a desperate bid to assert his dominance, Colin was upstairs, attempting to build around the 2 grand staircases he had put down yesterday, while on the lower deck, Joe was also indulging in some staircases, as he began our next expansion outwards, planning to place down 2 identical farms either side, mainly to farm trees for planks, but also plenty of raw food for the second column project of the day. That project being to address the second of our 2 biggest problems, fuel. So to hopefully increase the amount of planks we don't have to spend on fuel, he added in a fuel tank alongside a biofuel refiner, where once Joe's farm was up and running, it would allow us to convert the raw honey and raw food into biofuel to power up all of the engines at once, plank free. So with the engines hooked up via pipes, oh my god, who's put the pipes in?
Me.
This was another exciting project that just needed a little bit of time, as the raft was certainly undergoing some big changes as we headed to bed to end day 35. Meaning on the morning of day 36, we started knocking down the dominoes to make this happen, with me and Matt fishing for the raw food we'd need, inputting it into the biofuel refiner once caught, where Joe also made the first significant step on his farm, adding in the first large crop plot, allowing us now to have a steady supply of planks, just in time for me to park up at the next island.
Shark's coming. Backside, backside.
So after reorganising his stools, Jacob, joined by Matt and Joe, raided it, just in time to hop back on and double our tree farm to 2 plots. There really is beauty in small improvements like this. Speaking of beauty, the evening allowed the 4 of us to really enjoy our quarters to the max, sitting down and unwinding around the newly installed table and chairs.
Bedtime.
Yeah, bedtime.
Well, we gotta have a meal.
Oh.
Oh, this is fucking adorable.
Matt's at the head of the table.
Oh shit! Where the captain's morning began in a disappointing fashion, realising his hammock wasn't all it cracked up to be.
That's a kind of a shit hammock. I thought it'd go between 2 pillars.
Yeah, I also thought that, and then I built it, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
So we opted to leave him be for now to cool off. Luckily, I was able to cheer him up a little later on, building him a little wooden fence to prevent him from falling from his grand staircase. Come up here.
I'm coming.
I put a little safety rail in.
Oh, mate, I was gonna do that.
Where our little tinkerer was back to work, beginning to work on the exterior with some shelves and ornaments. And with the ever-expanding raft needing consistent supplies, Joe doubled up on our tree production again today, adding in 2 more plots, also placing down his second staircase, as he wasn't done quite yet, planning a whole second floor, allowing him to eventually fill the area full of grow beds for the biofuel project. While upstairs, Colin continued to tinker and start the walls to his eventual cockpit, where through his new windows, the next destination began to protrude through the distant fog, revealing behind it Caravan Town. So I pulled the boat up by the docks and we all finished any business we had, including turning my watchtowers into toilets.
I've turned your thing. I've turned this one into a toilet. You can use it.
Before getting some much needed shut-eye, as tomorrow would be a new adventure for us all. So we made the short swim to the docks, where this place was a true test of verticality, allowing Jacob to strike first, finding a battery charger part. Ooh, battery charger part.
Who's on the island already?
I was just at the dock.
He's always been a snake, this guy.
He's always exploring without us, ain't he?
He's always been a snake.
Something we were in dire need of, so we would need to track down 2 more of them in the wreckage of this clearly abandoned former town. So the rest of us joined up with him.
Alright, let's go.
Feeling zero guilt in looting the shelves and drawers. If they weren't using it, why shouldn't we? Where after finding our first note, Jacob discovered this water pipe,
We need to drop stuff in this, right?
leading to a puzzle of rotating pipes.
Yeah, this is the button for it.
Oh. Is it working? Yep. Down there, is it doing anything?
Allowing us to eventually raise the water up in this well,
Keep pushing that shit, Queen. A zipline part?
granting us the first zipline part of 3, and now we were motivated to find the rest of them. And after some more looting and scaling, we'd reached the top of the town, finding the workbench for the zipline,
Oh, look, requires 3 zipline parts.
which we needed to find to reach the next set of islands.
Yeah, you zip line from up here.
What was peculiar was the explosive device sat on the edge of this cliff, requiring 1 explosive powder from us to activate.
There's a fucking bomb on here that we can blow up.
So Jacob got back in the water to try and track a pufferfish down, whilst we kept on finding notes and, more importantly, another part for the zipline and the remaining battery charger parts. Also unlocking the recipe for a metal detector.
It's in here, Matt. You can good.
An infirmary key.
A zipline part and a blueprint for the metal detector.
Which will be crucial later, but with the evening falling and visibility dropping rapidly, we opted to return to the raft before coming back for more tomorrow. And now armed with the explosive powder that we needed,
Oh, Matt, hurry up.
Going as fast as I can. It's done.
Take it. What'd you get?
Explosive powder.
we stored everything we'd looted and took back off, with Jacob carrying the goods, snaking our way back to the top until we arrived. So Jacob slotted the explosive powder in, which led us to the adjacent island.
Whoa.
Care package!
Supply drop. Finding the third and final zipline part in the wreckage. So we crafted it by the workbench,
Zipline tool, zipline tool.
giving us all the power to now zipline to other parts of Caravan Town.
Hold that, pussy. Oh, I bounced off.
And we took full advantage of this, reaching the mayor's caravan.
Here we go.
Crafting the recipe for the battery charger, and more importantly, finding Jacob a new hat.
Oh my god. Look at him, he's got a mare hat on.
So I donned his old one with pride.
Kieran, you can have this.
It would be my honour. Before we also located the key for the locked chest in the mayor's office.
Found it.
So Colin grabbed it and opened it up,
Engine control blueprint.
revealing the next discovery with equally huge weight.
Allows you to control the advanced anchor and all engines from one spot. Oh my god.
Meaning once installed, he could now control everything from one convenient spot, perfectly timed with his quarters almost being completed. So with the future looking even brighter, we also had our next set of coordinates to add to this, to a place called Tangaroa.
Did we get a new place to go to?
Oh, well, I'll check. Yeah, we did, Tangaroa, which felt like the next logical step in attempting to unwind this ever-expanding mystery, so we headed back to the raft, placing down everything we'd found, also crafting some new items, first of them being a beehive, which when properly surrounded will allow us to have a constant stream of honey for biofuel. Alongside this, Colin had also crafted the metal detector, before retreating to his quarters where downstairs we had one final upgrade to end a truly huge day for us.
Does anybody want a bath with me?
What?
So whilst out looking for a permanent home for our bath, he and the rest of us took in Column's renovated quarters, which were looking unreal.
Oh, what pair of doors you got here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I wish there was a joke there, but they genuinely do look great. And this trip also inspired Jacob, who continued to work on the 2 bathrooms, adding in a second one on the left, separating the crew and the captain's toilets. Meanwhile, after some collecting, Joe was adding the balcony to his upper level, meaning minus grow beds, the layout was nearing completion, just in time for us to stumble upon a seemingly run-of-the-mill island. But this allowed Colin to test out his new toy,
Did anyone drop the anchor? I'm just watching the boat float away.
where in combination with a shovel, we found our first treasure chest.
Dig up treasure. Oh my god, it's like Sea of Thieves. Titanium ore.
There's one.
2 of them.
containing our first piece of titanium ore, needed for more advanced crafting. So with the evening falling, we returned home, where with this new influx of planks from the island, Jacob was able to construct a balcony for us, finally finding a permanent home for his bath. And upstairs, Colin began to make his upper deck house a home. So with the air back in our sails and Tangaroa the next destination, Matt continued to fish, hoping one day he would get the kitchen he deserved.
So where should this kitchen go?
Where should what go?
Especially with the early work he did, managing to keep the fish rolling in and keep us fed, but today wouldn't be that day, so we will leave him to his fishing, where down in the barracks, Jacob was still somehow finding room for improvement, adding in a rug alongside blocking off the last bit of sunlight with some smaller trimmed curtains.
Oh, now all the windows are curtained.
Also adding in some more exterior and interior elements to continue pushing it forward, where just outside, Joe was continuing to maintain his farm, whilst also beginning to start working on that copy that would eventually be built on the other side. So whilst he worked on that, upstairs, Colin continued to show off his cute side.
What was we doing?
What we're doing, we're just island hopping now, right? To try and get titanium resources and just generally just trying to solve the plank problem. We try to...
That burger was a stinker.
He did not listen to a fucking word you just said.
Complementing his cockpit with a new crow's nest, where he had to re-show who was the boss as day 41 came to a violent and abrupt end.
Oh fuck, Captain's in here. He's in there, Captain. He's in that bed. He's in that bed.
Don't kill me.
So with Joe feeling a little battered and bruised, Colin placed his sail down with pride before bee-hopping his way over to another island, finding 5 more pieces of titanium in a treasure chest.
I've got a shovel.
So he raced back to smelt them down, also rescuing Matt in the process.
I need a revive.
So whilst he smelted and got us back to floating, Jacob kept on tinkering. Joe added 4 new large grow beds, meaning we now had sorted our wood problem out for good. And whilst Colin was busy, I was placed in charge of steering us, keeping us on track for Tangaroa, but also taking a quick detour to a larger island, where we now raced onto the island with confidence, dropping a pufferfish.
Pufferfish, Matt, move!
Where?
Yeah, fuck. Hold that, pussy Clark.
And boar immediately, pillaging the place for any wood, fruit or scrap we could find. And whilst we were off having fun,
There's this little dodo's running about.
Colin scooped up the last bar of his titanium and crafted the engine controls. So after playing with it all day, well into the evening, he kept on adding to his area, filling it to the brim with new items. And even with me extending our platform for the next building project, the most important thing came at the end of day 42, where Jacob crafted the very net canisters he'd needed way back on day 9. So locked and loaded,
Oh, he's loaded, he's loaded.
we all got an early night for the great hunt coming tomorrow, and with the rain falling into his eyes, you think he'd be cautious, as he only had a limited amount of shots, 2 to be exact.
Oh,
Get him, Jacob.
And they were very expensive to make.
He's going to try drop the shoulder at some point. You've got to be aware of it.
oh.
Please tell me you can reuse those.
Alright, we have one.
So after completely whiffing the first shot, it was now or never, so over to Jacob,
Where did he go?
where to my complete surprise, he'd done it.
He's running into you. Yeah, you got him.
I've got him, I've got him!
Get him on the boat.
Capturing the, well, I still have no idea what that thing is. But he was ours now, so Jacob gave him his name before placing him down.
Don Queefius.
Where the raft was now a thriving 6-man team, so Jacob kinda just followed him around all day,
He's one of those mountain goats.
worried that he'd fall off. But other than this, we began drifting once again, where Joe kept up work on his alternate farm, I kept on expanding the middle deck platform, adding in a palm trim half wall around the edge to bring it all together, Matt fished, and Colin finally roofed himself in, placing our first shark head on the wall, doubling up with the first bear we killed together, allowing him to fall asleep with the memories playing back in his head. And speaking of memories, on our way to Tangaroa, we drifted by the oil rig of old,
The oil rig's on the right.
which was handy as a new limiting factor had presented itself, that being that we were running low on scrap.
Is anyone hoarding scrap?
So we pulled anchor and sent a little task force out to loot anything we'd missed.
There is scrap and shit underneath.
Where in the meantime, Captain was enjoying some downtime in his quarters, whilst downstairs, I kept expanding the platform out onto the middle deck, before returning to my domain, removing some collection nets in a bid to take 1 step back in order to take 2 forward, as Joe's earlier attempt to reorganise had been futile, so it was over to me to create a storage room. So I thought to place it at the front by all the collectors, where I wasn't the only one building. Joe managed to get his second farm plot a lot closer to completion today, and at the opposite side of me, Jacob began shaping the back into a point, upgrading not once but twice into palm leaf.
I'm not here right now. You just do you.
I haven't got any more planks.
Oh, don't worry about that. I can invest in the man I'm inspired by, you know what I mean? Creating a luxury pen for his new friend,
I don't think he likes it in there.
No.
where sleep came easier knowing the shark wouldn't take him from us in the night. Where in his efforts to make the barracks a 100-day project somehow, he's got his shoes. We need 4 of them, don't we? Shit, I forgot he has 4 legs. Day 45 started off with him crafting a paintbrush, allowing him to reinvent the roof a touch. But with the roof now blue and Tangaroa nearing hour by hour, Joe completed his fencing on the second farm, meaning both now just needed grow beds, where I made some initial steps into my storage room, opting for a palm leaf trim and getting some walls in the ground. And other than a routine island raid, Matt was the star of the show today, as the extension was done, meaning Matt's kitchen wouldn't just be a corner of someone else's building anymore. So we began to work on the next piece of the puzzle to end day 45.
Calm.
That is horrific.
Apologies, my dear compadrians.
Which was certainly being helped by Joe's tree farm beginning to provide us with a steady stream of planks. So in combination with some trash collecting, I placed down a second layer to my storage room, before then getting in a slight pickle a fair few times, placing doors down in slightly opposite directions to each other.
Kieran, I don't want to burst your bubble here, but you know you've done like nearly all of this correct, and then this front one is inverted.
And even with the shining light of Matt's kitchen beaming through the cracks, it was my storage room at the point of controversy yet again. This time, due to the too wide doorway, exposing a blatant hole in our raft's overall design, one which some of you may have already noticed.
Why is this not centered?
It was completely uneven, a slightly embarrassing thing to admit, but anyway.
I built everything so it was central. So Kieran just hasn't built the triangle correctly.
This debate kept going and leaked well into the evening.
If it's the same, it stays how it is.
No, because it's uneven.
So explain it in like English.
That is English. What are you not understanding?
So I took myself away and tried to take my mind off of it, continuing to build out the cursed storage room, where alongside me, Jacob grabbed his brush again, adding in some red paint to the barracks, and Matt continued to expand his kitchen, adding in some new grills early on the morning of day 47, trying to ignore the obvious tension still radiating from mainly Column.
This needs to be extended by 1. Yeah, that's Joe. You fucked up here, mate.
Who'd taken the news of the raft being uneven especially hard.
Why did you? How did you fuck that up?
Considering allegedly, and this is only allegedly, it might have been him who did it in the first place. But that's just a rumour for now. So anyway, shall we get the other elephant out of the room? This storage room is absolutely hideous. And eventually, the reality of this finally caught up to me. I took the doors off and it just looked better. And the whole thing came crashing down shortly after, hopefully removing any curses with it. So with the new rebuild underway, I called in an expert builder for some extra advice.
Like it's like a dome.
Oh my god, that could be cold. Where thanks to his expertise, something a lot nicer in shape was beginning to come to life. But with that, alongside Joe's farm, Column's bees, and Matt's kitchen, they would all have to wait, as in the distance, the silhouette of Tangaroa was beginning to be unveiled.
Whoa. To the left, guys. To the left.
What's to the left?
What the fuck is that?
It's like a massive dome.
But this floating city would also have to wait, as the mysteries inside of it were a tomorrow's job, as we had definitely tired ourselves out arguing about symmetry a little bit too much today.
Shut up, Bucklock.
Captain should take the blame for his crew, to be honest. But he wouldn't be waiting long, as before sunrise, we leapt back into the cold water, making the short swim and entering the underground of Tangaroa.
Door is locked. That one's locked, so we have to go left.
Exploring the winding corridors and looting whatever we could get our hands on, racing down a staircase to find our first enemy of the trip.
Ooh, one of these rat things.
Eventually, beginning to find notes of more survivors who had fled here, alongside the first couple generator parts, and plenty of locked doors along the way. But eventually, one of the doors was open, and led us into a large room filled with storage containers and a giant magnet, where after ascending this ladder, we entered the handful of generator parts we had found and activated the magnet.
It's a crane game.
And even with Matt at the helm, this led to an extremely long process filled with nothing but confusion.
Oh god, you gotta move them like one at a time, I think.
That confusion spilling over and leading into some infighting.
Don't kill me, bro.
Is he killing you?
And eventually, the death of Jacob. But with him being rescued, Matt finally cracked the puzzle,
It should be open.
which allowed me and Colm to progress further into the underbelly. But with Jacob back on the raft and confused on how to get back, I decided to turn around and guide him here, leaving Matt and Colm to proceed forward, climbing up to the surface access room and consequently proceeding to flood the whole underground.
Uh-oh.
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 Columns flooded the bay.
With us still down there, making mine and Jacob's return a little bit more complicated than anticipated.
I feel like this wasn't underwater.
So whilst the others press forward, joined by Joe now,
Oh, you can go up there now.
they navigated this tricky electrified lake,
They're growing cannabis in there.
where down in the flood, me and Jacob navigated the labyrinth of corridors until eventually we were reunited with the rest of the boys. Oh, we found it, all on our own. Where after one more turn together, we had arrived, climbing the final set of stairs and entering Tangaroa, a huge floating city trapped within a dome, where we were greeted by a robot who was still patrolling.
All robots.
So without even speaking a word to each other, the five of us immediately jumped it.
Get that clanker.
Where after we were done absolutely mauling it, we got a Tangaroa keycard for our troubles.
Oh, a keycard.
So we began to explore the nearby streets, fighting even more robots, but this time not coming up as successfully while split up.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god, they do so much damage. So with Colm and me atop the shoulders of the others, we dropped down one of the emergency exit slides and headed back to bed, with a whole town as our playground to explore come sunrise. So with a good night's sleep, the team was back to full health, where we took our revenge on plenty of robots, farming more keycards, eventually beginning to use them as Joe cracked open the first locked door.
I used the keycard.
Oh shit, we're off into the VIP lounge.
Allowing us to take the elevator up, without the captain at first. So we picked him back up and set off, arriving and essentially raiding the offices of their duct tape and vending machine tokens, which I'll admit is a pretty strange combo. But with the first raid done, Joe managed to find the vending machine where we could spend the tokens we'd been finding.
Vending machine. I found it.
Seeing a large range of items that we could eventually buy, so it was back to looting buildings. This time, we began to see strangely taped up doorways,
My machete doesn't open his door.
so it was over to us to chop our way through.
See? What the fuck?
But the loot inside was mainly the same, until this next building began to show us some of the structural damage present. But we used this to our advantage, as Colm began to piece together what we'd need to do, beginning to jump from building to building,
No, but there's an open door here.
allowing us to access previously unreachable areas. So whilst Joe rescued Matt from a robot revenge attack, Jacob and I began to use this knowledge, leaping from building to building, where after a few zip lines together,
Zip along.
Zipper liner.
Jacob began to put all the pieces on the board in the right order, realising it was the large tower in the centre that we had to get into somehow.
Ah, I see.
So he kept on ziplining until eventually he came up just short, so opted to return to the raft to re-strategise. But we still had no clue what to do with all the tape we had, so decided to start from the bottom and work our way back up.
So what, we go under and then go through the bottom to the plantation room?
In order to not miss anything, as we had yet to enter one of the areas down here, leading to, well, the four of them getting to the plantation room problem free, and the one of me taking half of the day to catch up to them.
Do we go back to where we were?
Not my brightest moment to mark the halfway point of the 100 days with, but eventually we were reunited. So we pushed through to the plantation area and stuffed ourselves into the elevator down there, this time leading us to a sombre apartment clearly mid-celebration.
Oh, it's someone's birthday, guys.
So we decided to leave it alone.
Happy birthday, dear Captain.
Taking more zip lines into this larger apartment, taking the staircase up and up,
Oh, it's a knacked and toted
I
door.
was about to say.
until finally the right zip line appeared, allowing us to shoot straight across to the central tower of Tangaroa, taking the ladder up, granting me, Joe and Jacob the chance to reflect with the whole city beneath us.
Look at the horizon, Joe.
But the horizon isn't as pretty as you.
Whilst we waited for the other two to arrive.
I don't know what building it is.
And eventually they did arrive.
Come here. Come in here. Behind you. Come in here. Matt, to your left. Look down.
Oh,
So we took the elevator up, finding a keypad, needing a code to drop down an emergency ladder for us to finally reach the top, where after learning from a note in our journal, each building had a corresponding number attached to it.
It's going to be the door numbers, right?
We decided to quickly explore these buildings, finding and inputting the code 4813,
Uh-oh.
triggering something a bit more than a ladder dropping down.
What just happened?
Here comes the ladder.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Whoa, it blew off the top of the whole thing.
Well, there goes our ladder.
So with the top of the tower having ejected straight into the ocean nearby, we scaled down the top of the dome and leapt straight after it, climbing out of the water and into the rain to end day 50 and leave Tangaroa. Well, I tell a lie. Jacob made it, as well as Joe, and so did Colin and Matt. I may have just gone a slightly different way and somehow ended up back at the raft for some reason. Meaning after solving every puzzle, reaching the top of the tower, finding the code and surviving an explosion, I'd struggled on the easiest bit. So my fate was sealed and I had to simply drive the boat back to them whilst they enjoyed the fruits of our labour. Dropping in
Breach and clear, breach and clear.
and learning the recipes for the water tank and electric purifier alongside finding the next survivor.
She's got no shoes on.
For free?
And the next location on our ever-evolving journey, a place called Varuna Point. So with this knowledge, they returned to me and we set off sailing. And with a lot of time on land recently, we were just excited for some simple time on the seas, where together, me and Jacob completed the layout of the new and improved storage room.
Oh wow.
So he left me alone to begin moving our ship pile of stuff into it, retreating and simply staring at me from a distance.
Let Kieran cook quickly.
Where up in the kitchen, Colin placed down the newly learnt water tank, before he was back out on the titanium hunt as we washed up onto an island just before bed. And with the sun beating down and Tangaroa in the rear view mirror, Matt began to smelt through some metals as we had some recipes we wanted to craft. But for me, I wasn't interested. Instead, being forced to check out Captain's new binoculars in his office all morning.
Kieran, have you seen my little room?
I haven't. I don't think I have. I'll come up now. Oh, wow. Yogi and Jaws.
I got me some binoculars.
Is where you keep an eye on the crew, yeah, from a distance. But when I was finally free, I added in some more collectors to the front before continuing to work through the storage room, where nearby on Joe's farm, he placed down some new grow beds and continued to maintain the tree farm, where up in the captain's quarters again, he was in the crow's nest this time, having a little bit too much fun.
Kieran.
What?
Turn around.
But at least it was something we could all enjoy this time. Oh, design issue. Where after a day full of ziplining and a quick island pit stop, we were just happy to be out of that claustrophobic dome, where the high spirits continued to show themselves, as under the nose of me adding in some chests, Colin showed off his cute side once again, adding in some lights to add a certain ambience to my progressing room, before retreating back to his quarters, where in a seamless substitution, Jacob was the next to roll in, armed with a paintbrush and my chest as the target.
Let there be purple.
That is fucking fire. Oh, now we're talking. God. He left my storage room looking very multicoloured, but at least it was progressing, just in time for an island to bring the captain back out, armed with his trusty metal detector.
Beep 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 beep.
What the hell?
Beep.
He's metal detecting right now.
Beep 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 beep. Where the fuck is it?
So he found the treasure whilst we looted in the surrounding shallows.
Beep 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 beep. I found it.
Returning to Joe, who was expanding rapidly once again, but with his expansion came a reoccurring problem. His plants kept getting nibbled on. No, not by Colin, but by an army of seagulls.
I can hear a bird. Where's that bird attacking? Where's the bird attacking?
So he chased them off before continuing, getting some of his first harvests in the evening. So he celebrated with some even bigger crop plots on his second farmland, where treasure was back on the menu today, but titanium was quickly beginning to evade us.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Which was typical, as we just unlocked all of these new recipes and needed it the most right now, which was a shame, but we wouldn't let it get us down. So with the rain falling, Matt placed down a new cooking pot into his kitchen / now bar area. I say bar area as he'd followed it up with a juicer to complement. So he began to tinker with some ingredient combos. So whilst he spent his day brewing, Joe was hard at work in his farm again, watering and harvesting, where the same could not be said for Jacob, who moved this shoe into the animal pen. Yeah, it wasn't his greatest day, I'll admit. But this took us into the evening, where Matt's cooking gave me and Jacob slightly uneasy stomachs before bed.
Who wants to try out my new meals that I just cooked?
Oh, I would like to.
Can I have a go? But at least I'd managed to complete my storage room before Matt tried to kill me with his food. He fed me leftovers. So at least we were organised now. But all was forgiven on the morning of day 55 as he invited us all to his rooftop bar to hang out with the sunrise. And the only reason I'm including that is because other than this meeting...
I didn't really have minutes for this meeting. I just thought it'd be a nice bonding session, you know?
We did practically nothing today. I admired my handiwork from the past week, collecting and storing. Jacob painted random shit. Colin processed some biofuel. Joe farmed. And Matt continued to tinker in his kitchen. One very big thing did happen at the end of the day though, as a ginormous crane came into view just as we were winding down for the evening. It's a very big crane, holy shit. Meaning adventure was around the corner once again. Or straight ahead in this case, as we ploughed straight towards it, arriving at Varuna Point. So we partook in the obligatory short swim to reach the building, where initially we naturally split off into two different teams. Of course, me, Colin and Jacob sprinted straight for the tall crane in the sky. Oh wow.
Oh, shit.
This is cool.
Get back.
Learning about another survivor called Grabber on our ascent upwards, where a rat alongside Colin's machete was the reason me and him were returning early.
Yeah. Blicked up.
And underwater, Matt and Joe were exploring the wreckage, finding tunnels blocked off by packs of jellyfish, and spotlights that we could use to maneuver them, but we would need to find 4 spotlight parts to do that. Oh, and they also found the shark, who wanted to reintroduce himself into the fold, meaning we spent that afternoon mainly rescuing each other.
You buy the jellyfish.
Yeah, by the little bridge that connects them.
Returning into the evening, where we eventually reached the top of the crane. Oh, I'm at the top.
It's cold up here.
Did I just hear you roleplay at the top of this crane? And learnt we needed a key to activate it. Can we get in this, Joe?
Yeah, I opened it.
We need a key, so it don't really matter.
So we would need to navigate the area beneath us first. Oh shit! Before tackling the area above us. So Matt and Joe spearheaded this, exploring some of the sunken buildings, finding some more notes, recipes, and eventually the spotlight parts began to roll in.
Ah, we got to find spotlight parts.
On another.
Allowing me to fix the spotlight covering this tunnel. Oh fuck, the shark came through the spotlight. Moving the jellyfish out of the way and allowing us to enter. So Matt and I began to creep our way in slowly.
How is it raining underwater?
Physics.
Science.
Learning through the notes more about this place known as Utopia from the character Grabber, whose home we were clearly about to invade. Not all given away by the large G's, spray painted into the walls of every twist and turn, alongside the ridiculous amount of traps dotted around the place. And after numerous corridors and following the traps, we were brought agonisingly close to death by a couple traps in particular.
Oh.
Whoa.
I got him.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god, there's traps everywhere.
Oh shit. Run away.
Nearly dead.
So we sat there and waited for backup, where Jacob ran in and ploughed straight through them all.
Whoa, tripwire. Jacob, you so nearly killed me.
Oh shit!
What's going on?
No surprise there. But quickly following this act of bravery were the deaths of Joe and Matt.
I died. Fuck's sake.
Oh, I died.
So Colm scooped up Joe and I grabbed Matt, making exploration even more risky, which Colm learnt the hard way.
Oh my god, I'm one hit.
Yes,
Just jump over it.
You're an idiot, bro.
So me and Jacob moved forward in all of their honours, eventually entering Grabber's home and finding the Motherlode key. I found the Motherlode key! Meaning now all we had to do was rescue the others. Put him down, he's mine. Until we realised Jacob had neither of the two of them on his back.
Now I have to go make a choice.
Yeah, that's good for you though. I made my decision early and I'm sticking by it. So one whole afternoon later, and the unstuck key being pressed numerous times, me and Matt uncovered the pair of them unconscious atop the crane foundation. We're coming, Joe.
Oh, just Joe. Okay.
I can see his name.
So we got them up and headed home to sleep off the numerous trap wounds we were housing. And with the rest doing us good, we headed back to the garage door we'd found earlier.
Open her up.
And cracked it open using the Motherlode key, finding some new enemies and old foes along the way. Shark!
Shark's here! Fucking kill it!
He's dead.
Angler!
Struggling, but making our way forward all the same, emerging from a pipe that we'd found earlier.
Oh, we're in the pipe.
Where this time, we were greeted by something a lot bigger and definitely more dangerous hidden behind this wall. Introducing the Rhino Shark.
Oh my lord!
Is that a Megalodon? A terrifying opponent whose attacks were simple, but due to the speed of them, we were being caught out over and over again.
Oh my god, he charges.
So it began to destroy the walls around us for more surprise attack opportunities.
Oh shit, he came through the other level.
And we were none the wiser to how we would do damage back, until eventually
He's going to charge at someone. Do you reckon you drop these in front of him?
we were stood in the right place at the right time.
Oh, he hit the pillar. It says requires explosive barrel.
Oh shit.
So he has to hit the pillar and then we use the explosive barrel next to it. Because you can press E on it when you have one in your hand.
Meaning all we would have to do is slot an explosive barrel into the fractured pillar, which Joe did. So now it was time for a good old game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, so we all get around this pillar now. Yeah.
Blowing a hole up to the second level.
Oh, he's coming.
Boom!
He blew a hole.
Life could be a dream. So we renewed our oxygen before swimming up there to join the shark, where this time the pillars were just a bit stronger, so we kept on baiting it in.
He's coming for me. Oh, he missed the pillar.
Until the second pillar was also broken.
Charger.
He's coming. Put the barrel in.
So we repeated our previous success, slotting the barrel in and waiting for the shark to come to us, granting us access to the third and final level.
Got him. Boom. One more.
And the biggest pillar yet. So after some pain,
He just headbutted Matt so far.
we got it to ram the pipe once,
He's charging. There's one. Boom.
then twice,
He's charging. There you go. One more.
and finally clock it for a third time.
Get the barrel in.
So together, we launched our final assault, dropping the final explosive barrel in and grabbing some last bubbles of air before the fight was over and we were victorious.
Yes. He's dead.
Slay the boss of Varuna Point.
So we looted the spoils of war before navigating the network of concrete pipes to resurface, allowing us to now rescale the crane building up to the top, inserting the crane key we'd acquired down there and jumpstart the crane to life,
Oh shit.
allowing us to drop this pile of debris into the adjacent building.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
So we ziplined over and began to drop down the destruction to the bottom, acquiring an advanced battery recipe.
Advanced battery.
And our next location to head towards, a place known as Temperance. And with the names of these places getting increasingly ominous and all things leading to Utopia, the hunt for the survivors was growing, so we headed to bed with Varuna Point complete, meaning it was time to head back to the open seas. So we learnt some of our new recipes, pretty much completing all of them, before I continued to tinker with my storage room, consolidating all of the random chests we'd placed around the raft in 59 days, before placing down our rhino shark trophy in a new area constructed by Jacob at the back of the boat. What we didn't expect was how large this trophy would end up being.
Holy
We got the whole thing.
But back to the new area. His new project would be behind the barracks and would be a planned revamp of his new animal area, suitable for more than just one animal this time, as we were planning expansion. So he went for a simple but effective design with a lovely fenced in area.
Look at him chilling now, eh?
And downstairs, Joe continued to pump out biofuel for us, where Colin made a big decision, placing the new electric purifier he'd crafted down on the bottom deck, joining it up and moving the water tank down there too, giving Matt some more kitchen room. So he piped them both in and began to lay down plans for eventually automated watering of the plants via sprinklers and an infinite drinking source. But the allure of a nearby island was far too strong for him, so he went straight over with Joe hunting for treasure.
Island boy.
Oh, wow.
Whilst over at the zoo, Jacob was adding in a shark-proof layer, and this layer keeps getting massacred for the remaining 40 days. But I suppose that means it's doing its job, and it would keep the animals nice and safe. So he began to work on the interior, undergoing plenty of trial and error in the process, where the island boys were back from their pillaging, so they placed down the first sprinkler, which is a huge moment in automation, but also shows how far we'd come from the struggle of the start. And you may be wondering why it's suddenly dark and that sprinkler still isn't working yet. Well, it turned out the struggle wasn't done, as they tried this thing in about 50 different places, had pipes everywhere, until it eventually trickled into life.
Oh, Joe's working.
What else trickled into life was Matt's cookery, finally dropping off Jacob a meal that wasn't a threat to his life.
Here you go, Jacob.
Thanks for the fish stew, Matt.
No meal for me though. We're on the bottom deck, these two were still tinkering with the water pipes, and there's no point even pretending. I have no idea what these even do. They've been stuck here for days trying to get water out of a pipe, and don't even mention the water tank next to them. Personally, I preferred Jacob's water purification lessons back on day 9.
The glass heats the water Because of the sun.
Simpler times. What I can tell you is I had a hectic day myself, placing signs around the boat, giving everyone their very own nameplate, including the barracks and the new zoo, where in the zoo he'd found flow state, creating free pens and completing this raised area. Before he was doing some gardening, placing down some lovely plants to give his new area a variety in colour, where whilst Metal Detector Man was frolicking in the fields, this gave Matt enough time to add a ladder into his kitchen, allowing quick access and a shortcut to the...
There's now a ladder shortcut to the kitchen.
Well, I still have no idea what it does, so I'll just call it water area and move on. And move on we did, pulling up to a large island for the first time in a while, as we now had a couple new goals on our to-do list. As you've seen, we want more animals, but the other goal was a shock to even us, as we may have just remembered that trading is a big part of this game on day 62. So Matt rushed off to recycle what he could, but this place was protected by bears, allowing Colum to test out a new weapon he'd been working on.
Wait, Matt, stay back, Matt, watch this. Back, back, back.
Who's firing fucking fireworks at it? And with the threat removed in spectacular fashion,
Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Yeah.
The beast has been slain.
we approach the trading hut, which works in a tier system if you were wondering. Each tier you get newer and better items, and you need to trade items to get the reputation to level up said tiers. So after Matt realised we couldn't buy anything yet, the day had one more surprise in store for us, as armed with his net launcher, Jacob reeled in and added Adam Lalama to the raft. Sleeping soundly next to Don Cuevas to end day 62.
Welcome to the team, Adam Lalama.
So with the dynamic duo tucked away safely in their pens, Matt shopped for some fishing bait before finally constructing our very own plank.
It's a plank. It looks really scuffed.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know it isn't amazing, but it does find a use very soon. So until then, he and Jacob utilised some of the new fishing bait,
Oh, I already got one. I got a shark carp.
fishing the day away and hooking on tons of new special fish for us to trade with.
I got the net nibbler, Matt.
And on the raft, Joe and Colum continued to work in tandem with each other, adding in some new additions to his farm from the island, including a brand new beehive and utilising some of the existing ones to grab some more biofuel. Before for us, it was back to drifting, as the days were beginning to feel like they were morphing into one another. With the main structure of the raft nearing completion, it was now only the little tasks being done, but even those small tasks would need to wait.
Oh my god, we're going into a glacier.
What the fuck? As the water suddenly turned cold around us,
We've hit the ice.
and the edges of the raft began to freeze over.
Jacob! Don't leave me here.
Joe, catch this.
He's reeling me in.
Until eventually, a large ice formation began to show itself. This was Temperance, and we were here massively ahead of schedule, so incredibly underprepared.
We're not gonna freeze to death, are we?
We placed our trading mission on pause and decided we'd dip our toe in and get a quick lay of the land, where we scaled the snowy cliffs and found our next opponent.
Oh my god, there's a polar bear. There's a polar bear. Turn around. There's a polar bear.
Dropping a polar bear. Have we got that in our locker?
Yeah, he's so slow.
Yeah.
That was really easy.
And finding some electrical cable for our troubles, and then finding a snowmobile.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Joe, let's go.
oh. We are fucking sending it, Jacob, no matter where we go.
Oh, shit.
Which, as you can imagine, led to absolute chaos.
I got passenger princess around here.
Dropping off to grab electrical cable in between near deaths
Oh, shit.
and fights with polar bears.
There's a polar bear here.
Joey's got me. I'm coming in for the ram.
He's dead.
Die.
Until Jacob and Joe found a research facility up at the top.
Oh.
But they couldn't get inside for now.
Selen Research Facility.
So it was back to fucking around for the two of them.
What I want to know. We need to Tokyo. Oh.
Where they then joined up with Colum in the centre of Temperance,
It was a column.
where he'd been busy at work,
Oh, hello. I unlocked all these doors, Joe. I had to connect all these pylons up.
linking up all of these electrical cables together, opening up a locked room leading to a gym, finding some of Matt's cooking lying around in there too, where he also kept finding some more notes, detailing more about Bruno and other survivors who were still nowhere to be seen, with all eyes still pointing to Utopia. So Colm kept on picking up notes and connecting cables, opening up more buildings, and eventually discovering an advanced biofuel refiner recipe on his travels.
Advanced biofuel refiner. Colm, the bees are going off.
And we also managed to find this blowtorch too.
I found the blowtorch.
But with no use for it at the minute, combined with mine and Matt's heads being baffled by this puzzle.
I think we gotta try and find all these, like, star patterns.
We'll leave it for now. Combined with our overall underpreparedness, we didn't want to risk pressing any further in, with the potential dangers ahead.
Oh. I just used the blowtorch on the thing.
Well, Jacob and Joe were at constant risk of dying with their driving.
Fucking hell.
But we opted as a team to return to the raft and circle back around to Temperance at a later date.
What the fuck did I just witness?
Leading to some last moments with the beloved snowmobiles before bedtime.
Can you drive it on the boat?
Oh, Matt's in the water.
So with the chilling air of Temperance in our rear view mirrors for now, and with Jacob missing the warm lands, he added in some grass plots for him and the animals to enjoy, allowing them all to feel at home again, compared to the rickety wood that they'd been living on up until this point. And like earlier, the day was about to drift right by us again, until we found another large frozen island.
We got an island on the right.
This one housing a trader, so we sold off our special fish for reputation and trade coins, before purchasing even more fishing bait, where Jacob couldn't help himself.
Matt, give me 6 trash cubes.
Don't give him any.
There's 3 there.
Returning to show us the new item he'd spent pretty much all of our resources on almost immediately.
Sound the alarm.
But I loved it. And it made the raft feel right with it on board, so with our ears ringing, we continued to tinker away at little tasks, until evening came around and we thought we'd found another island. Turns out, we'd been sailing all day and somehow done a massive circle.
I think we're on the wrong island.
We can't be. I just did a Yui.
Ending up right back at the island from earlier. Elite levels of skill being showcased from the helmsman.
You judged my fucking ability.
Where he quickly made amends. Well, I say that, he somehow ended up putting us in reverse.
Are we going backwards?
But again, he managed to course correct eventually, aiming to take us around the island and towards the open sea, eventually hoping to lead us towards some more trading outposts. Whilst at the back of the ship, Jacob was giving Adam the llama a quick trim, granting us some wool for crafting armour, before officially moving on from his zoo to the next project.
He's using my shade.
And next up for him were the smelters, as they were one of the last things just kinda dumped wherever, so it was over to him, joined by Matt, to integrate them a bit nicer. Sadly, they only managed a simple wall with some dividers into the evening, but there was a promising project building there slowly, but it would need a night of sleep to marinate. So whilst it finished marinating, Captain once again forcefully summoned me to his quarters.
Oh my god, we're fucking cooking. Kieran, come up here.
Coming.
This time, not to look at his new binoculars, but a radio, slotting in numerous cassettes that he'd been finding this whole time.
I put a cassette in it. I found a cassette.
So whilst we enjoyed some good music, the marinating process was complete downstairs and he had cracked the puzzle.
Just a little trick I learnt from my old farm.
Completing the huts with a pillar for some height and polishing them off with a roof design, giving us this. Oh wow, that is... I love being the hype man for this, but that's actually incredible. And it was perfect. Just in time for the two of them to stretch their legs onto a nearby island we'd parked by, visiting the trading hut and exchanging some more special fish, getting us up to reputation tier 2, unlocking some more impressive items to purchase when we had the funds to do so. But at least we had the funds for the most important upgrade. We're back on the boat now.
No, don't circumcise me.
Matt added a 4th smelter to the ensemble, shortly afterwards completing the layout with a 5th. Where on the opposite side, Jacob's next project wouldn't come as gracefully, now moving on to work on building something around the water area, proving to be a touch more complex in the layout.
They're like 1.5 foundations long though.
And whilst we jumped off to loot a nearby island, he remained back, deep in thought. Whilst of course in deep thought, we were being nothing but a distraction.
Is that the moon or is that the Death Star in the distance? What the fuck am I looking at?
Starting day 68 off with a quick speedrun attempt from Joe and Colm.
Do you reckon you can speedrun this island without me stopping the engine, Colm?
Only one way to find out, mate.
Showcasing their true metal detecting skills.
I'm digging.
I'm digging.
So with the two of them back on board, Colin got to work fishing using our special bait, with me in charge of guiding us to the next island. So as we approached the next green dot on the map, Jacob continued to evolve the water area, eventually settling on this L-shaped design, where after arriving on the next island, Colin was selling off his mass collection of unique fish, before having a little browse at the stock.
Oh, there's a foundation counter.
Where next to him, Matt dropped a small fortune of trash cubes on advanced fishing bait, as we were closing in on the top tier of reputation, where after returning from the trade outpost and sleeping off the day, Colin was back to fishing, passing by the newly completed water area on his way, complete with a queue system and a rooftop, which garnered plenty of deserved praise from the crew. So whilst Joe continued to maintain his 2 farm plots and Matt worked on producing more recycle cubes, I was once again tasked with steering, directing us to another large island, allowing Colin to sell the morning's catch and get us to tier 3 reputation, maxing it out, again passing the baton over to Matt, who this time purchased some of the expert fishing bait alongside some titanium ore, crucial in pushing some small projects over the line, meaning on their return, Matt headed straight to fishing his day away, grabbing all the new fish we'd unlocked with this new bait, where I finally converted his makeshift plank into a focused research area, my study area, before actually doing something useful for the team, beginning to work on gathering the materials for more recyclers, where back on the island, Jacob killed another pufferfish.
Oh, I see him,
allowing him to craft up some more net canisters and complete our animal collection.
Oh my god, he's so rapid. Fucking hell. I got him!
Catching the dodo that had broken our ankles on Balboa.
Fucking you hold him well, weird.
Not the exact one, obviously, but it was revenge all the same. Creatively headbutting his keyboard to name this one.
There you go, he's called that.
Where after dropping him off, he returned in the evening, where 2 things occurred to cap off an action-packed day. The first one being Jacob catching and domesticating Joe's mum. Ironic how he did that on that day, but speaking of Joe, he utilised that new titanium and crafted a wind turbine, carving out a spot behind Matt's kitchen, which we could use to charge up batteries. Beats the usual method I've been doing of throwing them overboard when no one was looking. So come the morning of day 70, Joe placed some batteries into charge, before dashing between maintaining his farm and also crafting an excess of spare batteries, allowing us to essentially cycle between them to power all the machines at the same time. And after a morning continuing to smell, it was over to me to expand our recycling ability. I don't know how we're going to integrate these with a building or where we're going to put them, but we now have 5 of them. So with Jacob fresh off of his last project, this time it was all about less being more. But of course, we had to go through the initial trial and error phase before he began to get the layout down, keeping it minimal and spreading the recyclers around the outskirts of the back of the raft, where Column's day was spent by Joe's side, helping him with biofuel production and chasing off any threats to his precious beehives.
Oh my god.
Where today for me and Matt, it was time to play with our new toys, effectively emptying out the storage room of excess crap that had built up.
I got some fancy clothes on.
Oh ho ho, they just look like shoulder pads. I need pads. Do you want the hat to finish it off?
No, I'll keep my ball head.
Are you sure? You look really cool with it on.
No, I don't want your do-rag.
From stacks upon stacks of palm leaves, plastic, and even rope, eventually getting the 6 recyclers full and allowing them to start compressing trash cubes in the background. And in the meantime, it was just one of those days. You know the ones. Jacob added some decorations in.
Oh wait. Oh yes.
Joe polished off crafting the batteries from yesterday, Matt watered the grass, and Colin continued to play in his flower patch, until he and Joe leapt out again for another installment of Metal Detector Man, coming home successfully with the treasure in hand.
Jesus Christ, Colin, inventory full.
Where the sun was in full swing today, so Matt cooked up a storm at his rooftop barbecue early into the day, where suddenly the heat was replaced by the sub-zero temperatures, and these were familiar as we were back at Temperance, this time more prepared to concrete than ever and uncover the mysteries within. So we parked the raft up and raced back up the hills, and once there we thought it'd be a good idea to try and complete the puzzle that had completely spun me and Matt last time. So after finding our first snowmobile, Jacob and Joe shot off first, followed quickly by me and Matt. First one there. What are the stakes?
Joe has to give the losers a foot rub.
Oh, Matt, drive off the edge. Returning to the place we'd failed at before. Oh shit!
Oh!
Where the aim was to simply try and find 4 numbers from this astrology puzzle and input them into the safe keypad. So let's listen in and recap some of the confusion, shall we? If you look around the room, there's also like codes and shit.
I see a polar bear.
Yeah, so the numbers are on.
So the anchor is a... What's the question mark or the scythe?
Did you go to the big beam in the sky?
And yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised we were so confused last time. We'd spent all the time trying to figure it out until finally one of us used their brains and opened the notebook we'd had the whole time to eventually crack the code.
That. So that's 5.
Try 9 next. Should be 6. This? 4.
Inputting the numbers 5964, unlocking the safe and grabbing the Selene key. The same key that would surely be used to open the Selene research facility that Joe and Jacob would have found on our first voyage. So we took off there at breakneck speeds, unlocking the door and entering, learning about Sparrow and also quickly learning about the radiation.
I've got radiation poisoning.
So we equipped ourselves with hazmat suits and headed deeper inside to Laboratory 2, where almost immediately we put ourselves in imminent danger, calmly entering the corresponding number related to the chemical element Cl, suddenly starting a timer from this terminal.
Alright, man's on. It's got 20 seconds!
But luckily, we definitely didn't panic.
I've got a timer! 20 seconds!
17. 17.
37, RB's 37.
It's open. And got it done as a team, allowing us to eventually enter deeper into the facility, finding a control rod and some new hazmat suits down there, which was unlucky for one of us.
I'm gonna go get a new hazmat suit.
Oh look, a new hazmat suit.
That'll do.
Where in the next room, we were jumped by some particularly large beetles whilst trying to spin a valve, but that led us up to a ladder, laying eyes on some particle accelerator looking thing and another control rod, where we were blocked off from entering Laboratory 1, having to complete a puzzle and bounce a laser off a certain amount of mirrors and into a keypad to override it, which after some hiccups, ow! We had it cracked until we learned that this was just a tutorial, triggering another stage of confusing events. But eventually, we blasted this one and made it through, learning this place was some form of research and development centre for tech utilised in floating cities, like what we saw on Tangaroa earlier, until a short staircase climb later led us to the control room. So we inputted the control rods we'd been finding, and it was over to the captain to pull the lever. But it was unstable, mainly down to the radiation.
Hold on, gentlemen. Going for a ride.
But we were granted a reactor key, so we unlocked it and down we went, learning from the notes of Sparrow that the ever-present Utopia, even from the first place we travelled to, was in fact a very real place.
There's people alive still. They sent a message yesterday, and that Olaf guy from the beginning is the one in control.
But it had been taken over by the true villain of the story, Olaf Winkstrom. So we headed into the core, climbed back into our hazmat suits, and fought off wave after wave of beetles, until eventually we were able to twist the valves on the core.
Turn all the emergency rods, quick.
So Matt and Colum did, removing the radiation and sealing the core for good.
Yeah. We did it.
Opening the adjacent door in the process and allowing us to finally learn the location of seemingly our destiny since day one, entering the cryo chamber, where a surprise awaited us in one of the pods.
Oh shit! Whoa.
Awakening Shogo and subsequently learning the location of Utopia. So with a day full of action behind us, we climbed back onto our snowmobiles and took them for one last spin.
You're gonna love this shit.
Before reboarding the raft and heading to bed, where we were seemingly on a direct collision course with our destiny, and it was right around the corner. But we had a few side quests to knock down first before we could even enter Utopia feeling satisfied. You know, it wouldn't be right to retire the raft forever without completing them first. So we put the boat into gear and set off. And don't worry, I'll fill you in on the loose ends when we arrive at them. But until then, Colum found the paintbrush, and to say giving the colourblind one this power wasn't a good idea was an incredible understatement, as he ended up doing this to his quarters. In my opinion, the coolest building on the raft, completely ruining it in the process, and then somehow making it worse, turning it into a really shit looking football shirt design.
This captain's thing looks awful.
Hey, don't judge my red and blue colour.
Seeing it from the outside, mate, it looks fucking disgusting. He's actually... The whole aesthetic is thrown off now.
But he wasn't done painting the bottom of it too, so I'm going to leave him alone for now, as it couldn't get any worse from this point, surely. When back in the frost, we had found a trading outpost, so we decided to make the first stop on our loose end tour, taking the mountain of trash cubes we'd been producing to purchase some of the tier 3 items.
We have a lot of trash cubes to spend, eh?
The first of them being a Viking horn, completing our trilogy of horns. Then I continued the tradition from Stardew, buying the boys all a new hat, and then polishing off some titanium ore to finish, until luckily we'd been ripping the shit out of Colum for his paint job all day, and the character building had paid off, as he stripped it back to the base wooden look, restoring it to its former glory. So we celebrated by adding the new horn and surfboard into our barracks. And to remember the 3/4 mark of the 100 days in style, I gathered the boys at the front of the boat and bestowed them with the new hats I purchased yesterday, giving Colm his pirate hat,
Or matey.
Joe his sunglasses, myself the fishing hat, and Matt the diving hat, leaving Jacob with his trusty mare's hat, as we cannot replace him, giving us a fresh look to press forward with. So we inputted the correct coordinates and set sail, where in the meantime, I took the day off. Listen, I'd done enough. I raised team morale, which definitely helped Matt, as with his new diving helmet equipped, he fished his day and night away, stopping off to add some new recipes to his ever-expanding kitchen, leaving Joe, who was outside having a morning dip, until hopping out and spending his day smelting through our ore collections again, before he was off raiding a nearby island with Colm to end the day in style. Joe's piloted us into the island.
Nature's break.
And with the trading saga done and dusted, it was time to move on, where revenge was next on the menu. So Jacob punched in the coordinates and I manoeuvred us. Well, that was the plan, until our raft got stuck.
Put it reverse, Ter.
Put reverse.
Why are we not fucking...
We're not going anywhere. What's going on? Put that bitch in reverse. Do a full lock to the left.
That's where I've got it of it to try and like maneuver us out. And I'm not even joking, the thing wouldn't budge until it suddenly started doing donuts.
Now we're really spinning.
Just in circles.
I can't wait to script this bit.
Eventually steadying itself and taking us forward.
It's spinning so fast. There we go.
Which you may have been thinking might have been a 2-minute job, but that took all day. However, one good thing we did do yesterday was swap out our anchor for the next tier up. But sadly again, it doesn't do much different than the one we just replaced. So with the formalities out of the way, it was time for a good old game while we sailed to our next location. The game is hide and seek, where the person seeking has to connect a bow and arrow shot to eliminate you, and the first one caught seeks next round. And if you hit the water any time during a round, you're eliminated, leading to quite an interesting day on the raft. If you go in the water, you're out. If you fall in the ocean, you're out of the game.
Release the captain.
I can see him. He's on the barracks, boys. He's on the barracks. Matt, run.
Is it first one he hits or first one he finds?
First when he hits.
Oh,
he
he's fucking
did.
at me.
Has he hit you already?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm phoning him. He can't hit me.
Bro, the charge up time on this sucks fucking ass.
No, I fell in the water.
Oh, he's in the water.
Oh, Matt's movement there was naughty.
It was.
Matt is, he's actually mocking this. I can't lie. He's just mocking the fuck out of him at this point. As if he didn't see it. Oh my god.
I may have fell off.
Colm, brother, can you?
What's he doing? Does he not know?
I didn't know who it was. I thought it was fucking you or Joe.
Are you just hiding, Jacob? We haven't had many encounters with you.
I haven't seen Jacob once. I'm gonna get slated for this in the comments.
I feel like you're gonna get slated off for the looking at Matt.
I didn't even know that was a fucking toilet.
Where after numerous rounds and some quality memories, it was time to complete an incomplete memory from earlier, docking at Balboa Island and heading in for revenge, getting absolutely obliterated by the mother bear for a second time. Is that the one?
This is Mother Bear. I thought I was 1v1ing. I'm down.
Oh, the 1v1 is short-lived.
She do it.
And it does hurt. I won't lie, it fucking well hurts.
Oh shit. Oh my god, I'm dead.
Yeah. Don't bring it to I shot you then, that was me. So with our tail tucked between our legs, we picked up our fallen and retreated. But this time, we wouldn't be leaving, we'd be coming straight back. And come back we did, as after our 2 humbling defeats, we were determined in not making it a trilogy. So we actually strategized for once, opting to take the high ground. Oh, I see, we've all taken similar. I'm gonna go up here in the, like,
Oh wait, that's such a good spot.
which proved to be a challenge in itself. But combined with her weakened state from yesterday and our assault today, the mother bear went down fairly simply the 3rd time of asking.
Oh, it's on you already.
Oh shit.
RPG out.
Fuck it up.
Magic missile.
Is that doing all?
I don't know.
Are you taking much damage, man?
Pepper it.
She's down.
He's dead. Look how many arrows are in here. And also having a literal firework launcher definitely helped. So we claimed the spoils of war before returning, but our whistle-stop tour of killing all the bosses wasn't done yet, as we had a certain prick of a bird to take revenge on next. So we did the usual, inputted the coordinates, and took off to the next spot on the revenge tour, where I'm not even going to try and pretend we did anything productive today. We may have just started playing that game again, so run the highlights.
Wait, I don't have a spot yet. I don't have a spot.
Oh, he's meticulously searching.
He jumped down bottom deck.
Very nearly fell in the water then. Ah, fuck!
You fall out of your position.
No, he's fucking on me though.
Oh, no, not hit you.
No, he got me.
Oh wow. That is fucking outrageous.
You can't get in there.
You can get in there.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, he has cheated. Never mind.
is this cheating?
Yes, it's cheating.
I'm still on the raft though.
That hit you in the head.
No, I haven't been hit. No, I got hit.
So does Joe go now or Column for the DQ? Column searches for the DQ.
I would take the DQ. I'm not going first, no.
And not to interrupt that fine montage that Colin was editing for you there, but we switched the game from hide and seek to just straight up tag. So I'll let you get back to it. You're gonna play tag, but with, with arrows.
He ain't hitting me. Wow, I've been hit. Matt's hit.
Oh shit.
Hi.
Someone's up on the windmill. It's Matt. It's Matt on the windmill. Matt's on the windmill.
Yeah, he couldn't. This shot would be tried.
Right, Matt is doing the most fucked strategy you've ever seen.
Yeah, I know.
Laser. Fucking laser. Oh shit.
Where we were definitely a little bit sore from the festivities of yesterday. But other than the multiple arrow wounds we now possessed, day 80 was a happy accident type of day. Like I've mentioned, we were currently en route to Caravan Town to liberate it from the clutches of that arsehole. But we'd accidentally drifted a little bit off course, like usual, somehow washing up on the shores of Tangaroa. And the happy accident part of this is, we were planning on stopping here before Utopia anyway. And you're probably thinking, maybe they came for something huge that they missed. And you'd be exactly right. Something so game-changing, we simply had to have it before we finished our story. Yeah, we bought 2 pianos.
Where are you, piano? There you are. I got it.
And like cavemen around fire, we took turns playing them all day.
I'll spit something.
Old symphony. But don't worry, we were now full steam ahead to our final location before heading to Utopia and finishing this for good, which came into view on the morning of day 81, and we had arrived back at Caravan Town, so the hunt was on.
It's happening. What? Master!
Oh please, someone put that in no context. Climbing back up the houses
Is everybody off the boat?
Yeah.
Nobody put the anchor down.
until it was the bird to strike first.
He's there.
Oh, he lit me up. Get him.
And he had come armed with some new tricks, making hunting him down even more challenging.
He just phased through the wall.
Yeah, he does that quite a lot.
But soon enough, we adapted to these tricks and started to land blows of our own. He's come out the top of it. Oh my god, someone hit him! And even with Jacob slipping off the ledge and placing himself out of the fight.
No!
Oh, Jacob. It made a fatal mistake shortly afterwards.
Oh, we got a double shot on him.
Landing in close proximity, and we weren't going to miss from there, slaying the White Screecher.
He's dead. He's dead.
We got him!
Get a screecher.
And yeah, now it's dead. I suppose I can give it its proper name. So we spent the remainder of the day looting any cracks we missed last time. And on our way out, Joe decided to slaughter the last remaining life on this island, and also stealing a second chicken for us.
Oh my god.
Watching Jake get Euro steps by him.
Naming this one Adam. Joining Jacob's new chicken, he also stole named Eve.
Did we get double clucker?
Yeah, we clucked up.
So with the animal pen fuller than ever,
Why'd you hold it like that?
the horn for bed sounded and we obliged.
The horn's been sounded.
And now, there was nothing left standing between us and destiny. We'd slain all the bosses up until this point, collected every note, and had the raft of our dreams, which was also the somber reality beginning to set in today, as we inserted the final set of coordinates and set sail towards them, as soon enough we'd be liberating Utopia and leaving the raft behind for good, where this whole journey had given us plenty of time to grow attached on our adventure around the world.
Why, are you in captain's bed? Oh, you have to...
There's something kinky about this 5th in command and 1st in command. I think every video you develop this plotline even more.
They already think we're gay, so we might as well enforce it.
Yeah, true, that is true.
Meaning we weren't going to take this final voyage for granted.
Wait, you can still put up that little goose thing that was flying over us.
So Jacob placed the trophy down for the bird on the opposite toilet to the mother bear one, with an appropriate name if you ask me.
That fucking bird that I hate.
And just in front of him by the smelters, Matt and Joe gathered around our new advanced smelter, which we didn't need, but it just felt right to have. Where if we move forward just a touch more to the front of the boat, I wanted to add one more finishing touch to this glorious raft we called home. And what started off as just an area for me to enjoy this trip to Utopia in, quickly evolved from a single wide staircase into a double one, thanks to the old symmetry issue, eventually placing down a bath to enjoy the view in.
This is the life, man.
Where it quickly became a larger platform, completed by 4 stools and 1 tub, ready for a team meeting come tomorrow. And in my focus building, I'd completely missed us finding another trading outpost en route, where Matt pretty much cleaned us out of trash cubes. But enough about that, we will see some of his purchases tomorrow. Time for us to take our stools and prepare for the captain's final speech.
Oh, man, that's fucking cold.
It's been a long time coming, boys. We've had hardships, mainly Joe being Joe. You having fun chewing on that bottle there, Kieran? Take that out of your mouth.
Can I finally take it out?
Yeah, the gag can be released. Full steam ahead. To your battle stations, man.
And with the team morale reaching new heights, we headed to Matt's kitchen and enjoyed some tic-tac-toe, one of his many purchases.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Wrong move.
I can't put it down.
Neither of you are going to win, that's why.
Oh, it just automatically draws it.
The other main one being some long wooden drawbridges, installing 2 of them at the front of the boat by my meeting area, creating a cool little plank, and definitely not a final attempt to make the raft look like a mythical creature.
This could be like its tongue.
This will look good in the middle with like a dragon's tongue.
Where the other 2 were installed as shortcuts from the middle deck to Joe's 2 farms.
Our captain's a genius.
Allowing easy access, and at the end of the day, I may have been a hater at the time.
It looks like poo, though.
But they do look cool. And apart from some small adjustments being made from here on out, it had officially reached its final form. From the endless setbacks at the start, we had come through obstacles we didn't think possible, and it was finally complete. So me and Jacob took it all in, fishing together for the last few remaining fish we hadn't caught, completing our collection shortly into the afternoon.
I got the foam spitter.
Where we also added in an advanced biofuel refiner. Again, we didn't need it, but we still wanted it all the same. Where we then decided to play a cruel but hilarious game with the captain. Listen, he'd reign with an iron fist whilst in charge here.
Ah! My fucking... He always goes for my B. Look at the raft is so fucking big, and he goes for that little square every single fucking time. He's so obnoxious, man. Fuck off. Leave my bees alone. Fucking hell. It's always the one square as well. It's never the other side.
So we had to get him back at some point, taking slight advantage of his dyslexia and putting his spelling to the test, asking him to spell out a variety of fish, as Jacob was displaying them around the boat.
This little one down here is a pomfret.
You spell it right.
And however he spelt them on the sign goes, so I'll let you enjoy some of the best ones.
This one here, the top one, is a salmon.
Oh, that's the slam dunk. That's a banker, that column. Boom.
Catfish, this top one. No space, but we'll give you it. This one here is a mackerel.
Oh, a challenge for the boy.
Oh. So with the game bringing us closer together, we were also closing in rapidly on our destination, and we knew this was it. Our final voyage was coming to an end, so we drifted, opting to not really do much of significance.
Just decided to scrap the shark for no reason, just because I can. He's now swimming with the fishes.
And just take the place we'd called home in for one last time, where Matt was at the front of the boat, simply enjoying some peace, and I was at the back, fixing Jacob's protective barrier. Joe organised himself in the storage room, Jacob fished, and Colum spent some time in his quarters, having placed us in the right direction. All he and the rest of us could do now was wait, until eventually, there it was, Utopia, the place we'd been searching for since the beginning. So we set the engine into overdrive and drove forward, with more of it being revealed revealed wave by wave, with the rafts of the various survivors we'd been finding notes on also coming into view.
Wait, there's a big raft here.
Oh shit, thank God they'd made it at least. Now it was over to us for the simple job of liberating them from the traps of Orlov. So with the task in front of us, our biggest one yet, we parked the raft and stepped into Utopia.
This place looks insane.
Being greeted by cockroaches and a puzzle immediately.
Whoa, just dug up a bunch of cockroaches. Ow.
The puzzle was essentially attempting to reroute all of these pipes to line up with the external water pipe, linking them all up so eventually, when we had power, it would fill up the water tank by the parked up raft. So whilst Jacob, Joe and Matt cracked on,
I think that's it.
my brain was hurting already.
We might need the last fucking 20 days just for this.
And Colm took himself off to explore the extremities of Deto's house, finding notes about Olov's army, where at the top he also found a huge zip line, needing a harpoon and a carbon dioxide canister to activate, alongside randomly digging up one of Deto's codes. 3 scraps of paper were needed to open his front door, and we had one of them, so with all the information now on board, we decided to take a little nap to let it all process.
Oh, what? It just has to go through the middle.
Should we sleep on it, boys?
Look, they've waited 85 days for us, 1 or 2 more can't hurt. So bright and early the next day, it was back to puzzle solving, where me and Colm were left to handle the final one.
Questions for the stupid ones of the class. How do you know when it's working?
Yeah, you just sit back and look pretty, man.
And with it solved, we now needed to power the generator.
Do not move. Requires electricity.
So it was on to the next area, where we began to see some of the first instances of Olov's army, but we dispatched them trouble-free and began to work on the next puzzle.
Oh, we need boxes. We've got to put the boxes in the right position.
Essentially, stacking these boxes to climb up to out-of-reach areas, grabbing some electrical cables and connecting said cables between connecting points. So we started connecting them and zip-lining between the new connections, where I inserted the final cable into the electrical box, granting us electricity in the area, switching the generator on and allowing it to pump water into the tank at the start, which eventually floated the carbon dioxide canister to the top for us to grab, where we moved on to the first residential area of Utopia, finding notes from Han, one of the survivors trapped here.
It's Han, she's from another part.
Where me and Jacob 100% found the building they were trapped within, but that was incredibly locked up for now, so we had to press forward instead, until Joe made a mind-blowing discovery.
Oh my god, there's a there's a map showing us where to dig.
You remember the map me and Colm were staring at yesterday? Well, that showed us exactly where to dig to unearth the remaining Deto door codes. Yeah, that wasn't quite our brightest moment to end day 86. So early on, he began to navigate us around the dirt patch, where it still didn't make it easy.
No, I've got it. This one.
No.
But eventually, we'd found the second and third Deto code pieces, allowing us to piece it together and open his house.
There we go.
There's big dits in here.
Finding inside the harpoon we were looking for, alongside some recipes.
Big backpack. Wow. I'm so glad we got that right at the end.
But we wouldn't be needing them anymore, so with both pieces acquired, Joe headed upstairs and inserted them into the makeshift zipline Deto had hidden from Olov, allowing us to zipline across into one of the taller buildings, finding an entrance key.
Entrance key.
And the second zipline across, inserting said key and finding an elevator behind the door, so up we went.
See you, Joe.
No.
Opening into a huge open area, but mainly we saw the parkour, which drew our attention first, and with all of us failing miserably, Colm was the only one to reach the other side, finding another elevator and a hammer, also a place for a cogwheel later on. That hammer allowed us to bust open this door, meeting Olov for the first time face to face.
I will only say this once. Leave on your raft. Leave Utopia to me!
So with him leaving us to do another puzzle and scampering away, we found the cogwheels, but they were very heavy, so we used more boxes to scale upwards, airlifting the cogwheels and inserting them onto this manual elevator, allowing us to raise and drop it at will.
Oh, I need a cogwheel up here.
Grabbing a cogwheel as it passed us, which after a few tries and some finicky moments, we had the cogwheel at the right spot, allowing Jacob to insert it, dropping a drawbridge down, where we ran into Olov once again.
Was the only decent thing I could do for them. I can't believe how ungrateful all of you are.
And after his usual waffle, we were back into another puzzle, with more cogwheels and more lifts. This time, we had to get the cogwheel outside, which actually turned out to be a lot easier than the first one, where using our previous knowledge, we had it solved quickly, and inserted the cogwheel into this block, pulling the lever down and granting us a shortcut through to the parkour area, meaning now we had to insert a cogwheel into the spot Colm had found earlier, using every door we'd opened until this point. So after another brief nap due to a lack of visibility, we were back at the door dawn of day 88, where Joe grabbed the cogwheel and lowered himself to the shortcut we had found yesterday, taking it through to this lowering mechanism, placing it down and lowering the cogwheel down itself, allowing us to have some more fun doing the parkour.
No.
This time reaching the other side once again, and with the captain reaching it first again, he picked up the cogwheel.
Column's got the cog.
We're all cogs if you think about it.
Waited for the rest of us to roll in one by one, and entered it into the elevator.
That's why you should subscribe.
Ugh.
And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.
Allowing us to take it up to the top, where I say the top, but it turned out to be just another shortcut to the place we solved yesterday.
Oh my god, it was a fucking shortcut.
Until we finally bashed our brains together and realised it wasn't.
We got to go up here.
Oh wow.
Where Joe stacked some boxes and we hopped up to the next level, running into Olov again.
You have your chance to leave, but you just won't listen! So fine, have it your way. Welcome to Utopia!
He's been waiting up there all night. Sleep deprived as fuck.
And the first taste of what Olov actually had up his sleeve, where in the chaos, we had to once again utilise crates to stack and climb up to him.
There's more fucking crates.
My army will...
Oh shit!
So whilst he rained down bombs on us, we got to work building a makeshift staircase.
Oh fuck. Get up there, get up there.
Avoiding the fire and chasing him through to the next area, finding the warehouse key and ascending the stairs higher, where we were greeted by Olov and his army of hyenas this time.
How stupid are you? I am the only reason any of you are alive!
Oh shit, what?
Oh shit, we're in a boss fight.
Where it was back to staircasing,
You release more, you release more.
leading to an intense couple of minutes whilst he also spouted plenty of shit at us.
Enjoy the fireworks!
I'm dead. No, I'm not. I lied.
Matt, pick up the first one. Pick up the first one.
But this wasn't his story to tell, so we nearly left Jacob down there, but eventually scaled it.
Leave them down there to perish.
Ah, no! Get off me!
Climbing another staircase, crossing a bridge, and dropping down into the final boss fight arena.
Alpha! In position! Kill!
And with his customary speech about morals done, Alpha was released and the fight had began.
Okay.
Where his attacks confused us at first, as we were convinced these chains were somehow involved.
So what, you get its foot in it?
Maybe like a bear trap.
Is there a way to activate it?
But eventually, the same attacks we used on the Rhino Shark, Mother Bear, and the White Screecher all came back to aid us. If in doubt, just fucking smack it a load of times. So we worked together, ignoring Olov whilst he yapped, and also attempting to avoid Alpha's attacks.
Ow.
And with a couple of us luring Alpha around and the rest firing and swinging, we were whittling him down, dodging the poison attacks he sent out and continuing to put damage in, where after feeding him for the last time, Alpha went for his final assault, and we met him head on.
We're getting him, boys. I'm throwing my fucking metal hook at him.
Oh, blood clot. He's coming for me, isn't he?
He's melted him.
Get him. I'll take the hit. Oh wait, you killed him.
No! No! Alpha, you failure!
Where Olaf fled, but the final elevator was going to the top floor, and there was no more room to run. So of course, we fucked it up one more time and left Jacob down there.
That was Kieran that did that as well.
But eventually, he got back in and we headed up. And as the door opened, we saw Olaf kneeled in surrender, essentially waving the white flag.
There's nothing you can do! Stay away! All of this is mine!
So we sat around the round table of Utopia.
Everyone get on the round table. Let's aura farm before we get him.
Before he was perched too beautifully on the edge of this ledge. So together, we all sprinted towards him.
He's gonna jump, he's gonna jump!
This is Sparta!
Where luckily for him, the lights broke his fall.
Oh, he's stuck in the lights.
As we were fully expecting to kick him off the building. But with his final plea for help failing,
Listen to me, damn it!
we pickpocketed him, collecting the master key, proceeding to mess with him a little bit before heading back down the elevator.
Oh, he's like the Spider-Man thing. Give him a kiss.
And with Olaf foiled and his army destroyed, we returned to the locked door from the beginning, gathering around the door where the captain stepped forward.
Wait up, boys. Wait. Captain's got a sprained ankle. Hang on, I'm chafing.
Inserting the key and liberating Utopia for good, where it was hopefully the beginning of a new chapter for the five of us.
When the ocean itself broke civilization, the survivors were left with nothing. Yet, they persisted. The forward scouts rose up from the wreckage, defied our flooded world, and brought back hope. Now Utopia stands free once again thanks to their actions. With this final chance, we can begin the slow and difficult road to recovery. From today on, we are all forward scouts, ready to discover the next step for humanity.
And with everything of the last 88 days behind us, we spent the next couple of weeks getting used to life in our new home.
Bananas!
Getting to know some of the forward scouts we were now a part of, where we were welcomed in like a family, as the ones who had given them all a second chance. Where all together, we spent days working to rebuild Utopia to what it should have been in the first place. Not a place run on violence and dictatorship, but a beacon of hope.
Hey, she got her toes out, Kieran. What's going on?
Where we slept in the former master house. But even with the hero's welcome we were given, the whole of Utopia at our feet, and everything we could ever ask for, something was missing. So with a couple weeks having passed since the showdown with Olov, the place was up and running again. But for us, it was never truly a place we could call home. So late in the evening of day 99, the five of us awoke in the early hours, and knew this was it. We didn't want the heartful goodbyes. We'd done what we came for. Now, it was time for us to take back what we really wanted. So we snuck out under the cover of the night, and walked across the platforms we'd freed just weeks ago. Matt thinking about how much he missed cooking for the crew, Jacob yearning to add something new to his barracks, Joe praying for one more seagull to attack his farm, and Colm simply missed being the one to lead us. Where for myself, I missed it all, which is crazy because on day 1 I'd have given anything to get off the raft. But now on day 99, it was all the five of us ever wanted. So we approached the shore of Utopia, and for the first time in weeks, we saw it. So with the sun rising on day 100, we set sail and left Utopia behind, where we were back where we truly belonged.
Crewmates, Utopia may have not been for us, as the raft is our home, with Captain at the helm, with Matt in the kitchen, Jacob our builder, and Kieran our fun. And sometimes we can drift off from a better place to home, maybe to somewhere on a block.
Fucking cold.
Wow. I'm going to ask Matt, but a bit of charcoal tongue for the road.
I never made the better hook in this game.
Oh, that's crazy.
I am not surprised in the slightest.
That's so bad.